can almost smell those fresh ground beans. Airfield Espresso at Harvey Field has been serving delicious cups of gourmet happiness for over 25 years. Excellent service and lasting relationships is their top priority. Stop in and experience the kindness and joy that exude from this special place, one cup at a time. Hot summers in Snohomish County lead to homeowners taking steps earlier each year to keep their home comfortable. If you're thinking about air conditioning for your home, now is the perfect time. Air conditioning costs hundreds less when installed with a new furnace. If you're unsure about the age or dependability of your home comfort system, our consultants will help you determine the best solution. Our experienced technicians make sure our customers are comfortable by keeping their heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical systems working well. But we believe comfort is more than that. We want you to have a comfortable buying experience, to be comfortable with our technicians working in your home, and on top of that, getting a value you're comfortable with.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, people trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
We at Gene Johnson are here and ready to help with our touch-free service. Being clean and safe are at the top of our minds. We're using gloves, masks, shoe covers, and lots of hand sanitizer. Our software allows us to get your approval without any physical contact. We hope you don't need us, but if you do, we're ready. Gene Johnson, clean, on time, and professional.
Fred's Rivertown Ale House was established in July of 1994 and is located at 1114 First Street in historic downtown Snohomish. Each time you visit the ale house, you may expect to find new beers and new food choices. Fred's Rivertown Ale House is well known throughout the beer community. Oftentimes, we are the first choice for breweries to introduce new beers, limited or specialty beers, and beers you just won't find anyplace else. At Fred's, we like to say that once we get you through the front door, our friendly service, relaxed family atmosphere, and our quality food and beverages will keep you coming back.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do-It-Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Player of the game, senior libero Lauren Riskill has control.
Championship district tournaments, we have it here on STSPN.
Lane Watkins, 6'5", 230, O-line, D-line.
Kaiden Gaffney, 6'1", 170, wide receiver and linebacker.
Connor Johnson, 5'11", 185, wide receiver, linebacker. I'm Manny Flores, 6 foot, 210 pounds, and I'm a left end and left guard.
Brady Ulrich, 6 foot, 200 pounds, linebacker.
Brady Learman, 6'6", 295 pounds, O-lineman, D-lineman.
Joshua Vandergrind, 5'8", 170, running back.
Skylar Lloyd, 6'4", 310, left guard.
Austin Heeman, 6 foot, 260, defensive line.
Kyle Hansen, 5'10", 150, wide receiver.
And you are looking live at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Snohomish, Washington. And we're getting set for a Wesco 3A seeding game between the Oak Harbor Wildcats and the homestanding Snohomish Panthers. Welcome to Veterans Memorial Stadium. I'm Tom Lafferty, along with former Jackson head coach Joel Vincent. Steve Willits will join us on the broadcast this evening, which is brought to you by McDaniel's Do It Best, by Fred's Rivertown Ale House, by Airfield Espresso, American Family Insurance, Sally Petty in Monroe, by GS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, by Gene Johnson Plumbing, by Washington Officials Association, we need your help, and by Adrenaline Fundraising, sponsor of our post-game player of the game. The opening ceremonies, and we're ready. Opening ceremonies are done, and we're ready for some high school football. And Coach Joel Vincent, high school football, talk about the week leading up to a loser-out ball game. How do things change in practice during the week?
Well, obviously there's a big sense of urgency in both programs. This is a big game, and the outcome of this game is going to dictate whether you're playing in a meaningful playoff game, which is always a goal for every program, next week, or you're out. So I'm sure there's a lot of focus. You don't have to spend a lot of time getting your players energized and ready to go. They know that this is a big game.
Talk about coaching your coaches, though. Are they the most excitable group sometimes?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that energy they bring to practice because of the nature of this game just rubs off on the players as well.
And we talked about, we were joking, in fact, before we went on the air, you spent many a Saturday morning, right, heading out on the road to exchange film, exchange VHS tapes with coaches. In this case, even the team that wins tonight, they don't know who they're going to play next week.
No, they don't. They won't find out until tomorrow. And, prior to things being digitalized and stored in clouds and all that stuff.
We call those the good old days, by the way.
The good old days, yeah. I would say, just to give you a time reference, prior to about 2009, 2010, in the old days, you'd have copies of your two latest games on VHS, and you would call the other coach, and you would meet midway somewhere and actually do a physical handoff of your film.
And let's talk about film, because we saw it last night. We were here on the same field to watch Lake Stevens and Glacier Peak. Are there times that you will run plays just to know that it's going to be on tape so that the team that you might play next week has to worry about it?
You mean do something we would never do normally just so they would have to waste practice time?
I'm not trying to cast aspersions.
Absolutely. Yes. And it might be just, some kind of swinging gate look on an extra point, even though you have no intention of running a fake, just so that they're going to have to spend a portion of their practice every day reviewing rules and things and not doing other things they would like to do.
Looks like Snohomish won the toss, and they have deferred to the second half, and Oak Harbor will get the choice here. And I'm guessing they're going to want the football, which means Snohomish will get it to start the second half. And we're going to be set for some high school football here. A loser-out ball game. Wesco North, number 5. Oak Harbor comes in at 2-4 in league play, 3-5 overall. Wesco South, number 3. The Snohomish Panthers, 4-1 in league play and 4-3 overall. A Saturday afternoon. We've got sunshine probably for the next hour 15 minutes or so before we are ready to go. The referee is Steve Landro. He just administered the toss of the coin. Dean Corcoran, who's usually a referee, he's the umpire today. And then Larry Boucher, Tim Campsey, and Bill Miley are the officials down on the field. And we're set for some football. Tom Lafferty along with Joel Vincent. Steve Willits will be here as well. Jay Pulliam is our spotter. Buddy Patrick is our statistician this afternoon. Todd Elvig, our producer. Our camera by Martin Stohs, and they are out there. Oak Harbor ready to go in their white jerseys, purple pants, and gold helmets, purple numbers. They'll be moving from right to left as they get the football to begin the festivities here this afternoon. And Snohomish will be kicking off. And see who they put in as the kicker here. Looks like it's going to be 42. They've kind of changed up here. It's going to be, looks like Adrian Schwetman. Adrian Schwetman is the kicker. Cale Hammer's been doing it. Josh Vandergrind did it for a couple of games as well, so things have been changing up. So it'll be Schwetman who will kick it, and we're set to go. A loser-out ball game between Oak Harbor and Snohomish. Panthers kicking off. Oak Harbor to receive. They got the sun in their eyes. In fact, the receiver's back there with the hand over his eyes. They're going to short kick it. It's going to be taken to the 20-yard line, 25, 30, and 35, and out to about the 38-yard line. Looks like about a 19-yard return there. Jeremiah Copeland was the return man, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Oak Harbor Wildcats. We'll give you their offense. Oak Harbor across the front, Noel Bing, Cameron Hoppick, Trey Lewis, Austin Hoppick, and Caleb Comley is the right tackle. Wide receiver Will Rankin. The slot receiver is Avi Salinger. Wide receiver Danny Willard. H-back Brody Chowning. Running back Brody Snyder. And Cato White is the quarterback, and he throws the pass, and it's going to be dropped. First pass is dropped. The intended receiver is Barrett Schmall, was the intended receiver over the left flat. Incomplete pass brings up 2nd and 10 here for Oak Harbor.
A little different look right out of the gate there. Oak Harbor goes 4 wide to one side. That's a bit of an odd look right here to start.
And it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 at the 39-yard line. Bright sunshine, beautiful day for football. A 5 o'clock start. There's a soccer game here at 8 o'clock this evening with Snohomish and Monroe. Quarterback keeper heads her own left-hand side. Cato will get out across the 45 out to the 46-yard line. Cato White on the carry. That'll be a 7-yard gain. Brings up now 3rd down and about 3 yards to go here for the Oak Harbor Wildcats.
Yeah, a little simple zone read, which is a staple of spread offense, and he just reads that in, and that end crashes down on that back. He just pulls it, keeps it himself.
We'll take a look at the Snohomish defense here. Across the front will be Kyle Larson, Caden Alexander, Brady Learman, Austin Ballman. Defensive end Lane Watkins. Linebackers Gavin Maynard and Braden Ulrich. Give you the rest of those here in a moment. 3rd down, 3 yards to go for Oak Harbor. Shotgun snap. White is going to be hit as he lets go of the football and kind of just floats it out there. It's going to be incomplete. Nice job defensively there. He had a whole bunch of red right in his face.
Yeah, and Austin Ballman came unblocked off the corner and was able to get there while he was in the throwing motion there. And the ball, fortunately for Oak Harbor, falls harmlessly to the turf, and they're going to get a chance to punt it away here.
The rest of the defense for Snohomish, Gavin Maynard, Braden Ulrich, Landon Orgill. The left corner is Cole Taylor. The right corner is Easton Leonard. Josh Vandergrind is the free safety. 4th down, 3 yards to go, and they will kick the football. High snap. He has to go and kind of get it. Schmall will kick it. It's going to be short kick. Mounts to about the 31 and then kind of goes sideways to the 29. And that is where the Snohomish Panthers will put it in play. 1st and 10, their first possession of the football game. You know, Coach, we talked about Oak Harbor comes in as the 5 seed. But when you're the 5th seed in the North Division of the Wesco 4A, what I liken it to, you finished 5th in the golf tournament. Well, yeah, it was Tiger, Phil, Jack, and Arnie that finished ahead of you. I'll take 5th all the time, right?
Yeah, we've talked a lot this year in our different broadcasts about how strong the Wesco North is, and so a number 5 from that league is not a bad football team.
Yeah, you've got Ferndale, Arlington, Marysville, Pilchuck, and Stanwood all above you. 1st and 10 at the 29, running around the left side. Orgill heads upfield, 35-40, out to the 45. He's got a first down and more. 18 yards all the way out, 19 yards officially, all the way out to the 49-yard line. Nice looking play there. Turn the corner.
And again, just spread offense, staple stuff, simple jet sweep. Get the block to seal the edge there, and they get a good positive gain for their first play here.
We'll give you the Snohomish starters here after this play. 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line. Panthers heading away from the sun. Vandergrind will carry. Still a flag in. It looked like he was stopped at about the 49 of Oak Harbor. Then he kind of lunged forward for a couple of more. But hold the phone.
There's a flag on the play.
They'll get 3 yards, but what will they? The flag kind of came in from the side judge there. We're going to have a hold against Snohomish, so that'll back them up. Let's talk about the Snohomish offense. Ryder Elton, Brady Learman, Austin Heyman, Manny Flores, and Lane Watkins across the front. The wide receiver, Gavin Maynard and Kyle Hansen. Halfback, Landon Orgill. The tight end, Wyatt Duran. The fullback, Josh Vandergrind. And Cale Hammer is the quarterback. Holding penalty there. Back him up 10 from the point of the infraction. Put it at the 40-yard line. 1st and 18 yards to go for Snohomish. Panthers in the red jerseys, red pants, white helmets, moving left to right here in the first quarter. Vandergrind, recipient of the pass at the 40, stiff arms a man. 45, still on his feet. Boy, you know, Coach, we've watched him a couple times during the season here. He doesn't like to go down.
He doesn't, and he's not the biggest guy around, but boy, he runs tough, he runs hard. Great feet, great balance. It's tough to bring that guy down.
He'll get 6 yards there.
Second down and 12.
So 2nd and 12, quickly they go. Hammer rolls out, lefty throws. It's going to be incomplete. Landon Orgill was the intended receiver.
I'm almost wondering if the sun was a little bit of a factor there. It was almost like the receiver couldn't see the ball. And looking just at the angle of the sun and where that ball was, that the sun might have played a little role in that one there.
I think
it's a little odd for these guys to be playing in the daylight.
Yep. 2nd down and 12 yards to go. 46-yard line. Vandergrind sets up to the right of the quarterback, Hammer. Shotgun snap. Sets up, has time. He puts it right there. Dropped it right in there for the reception. Gavin Maynard makes the catch all the way down at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10, Snohomish down at the 25.
Yeah, Maynard runs a really beautiful corner route there, and Hammer just kind of drops the dime right in the bucket. Well executed there.
Cale Hammer, after a 32-yard gain, all the way down to they're going to put him down at the 23-yard line, where it's 1st and 10. Motion man is Orgill back through the formation. Shotgun snap. Vandergrind tries the right side, and he's going to get a couple. He'll give him 3, in fact, down to the 20-yard line. Vandergrind tried to find a little more of an opening, but they just kept stretching it further and further down the line of scrimmage. So after the gain of 3 by Vandergrind, it'll bring up 2nd down and 7 yards to go for Snohomish. With the sun at their back here. On a 2nd down play, back to pass, lots of time. Now stepping up in the pocket, Hammer throws. It's going to be complete to Orgill at the 12. About an 8-yard gain should be enough. It is enough to move the sticks. Not inside the 10 though, so they can get a 1st down here from the 12-yard line.
What I like about this opening drive out of Snohomish is they are going quick, but they've established a really good tempo here, really good pace, really good initial drive to start this game.
So Hammer now with a running back to his left and the right on 1st and 10. And oops, I think we're going to have a false start here.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing there, Tom, is a shotgun version of the full house backfield there. We've got 3 backs surrounding Cale Hammer there. And this must be their red zone short yardage kind of heavy package.
It's going to be a defensive encroachment penalty against Oak Harbor.
I think Snohomish just got the rerun call. Just run. They didn't take very long. They looked over and then they're off.
Yeah, there is a running back behind Hammer. They're going to give it around the left-hand side to Larson, and he heads to the pylon, and I think he is in. Yes, he is. Touchdown, Snohomish, a 7-yard run by Larson, and the Panthers score.
Took a little while, but he got there. That seemed to be very slow developing, but they were able to seal that edge, and he was able to get to the pylon. So Snohomish strikes first.
So after getting the punt back from Oak Harbor to open the game, the Panthers put it in. Again, the loser out of this ball game. The winner will advance. Who they play, when they play, where they play, all to be decided. David Hammer to kick, and they're going to go for 2. They're going to throw it right back to him and throw it right back to the end zone. It's going to be incomplete. Not sure what that was.
Well, it was intentional. Either that or the snap was very errant, but it appeared to me it was snapped right to the kicker, and that was a designed 2-point play.
We'll step aside here. 8 minutes and 13 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's the Snohomish Panthers 6 and the Oak Harbor Wildcats nothing. Back with more right here on STSPN.com.
Your mask while in the stadium.
Panthers 6 and Wildcats nothing here. Coach, didn't take them long to just move right on down the field.
No, like I said, it was a great tempo, great rhythm in that drive. They knew exactly what they were going to do, what they wanted to do. It's almost like those plays were scripted. Maybe they worked on those all week in that order, and that was really well executed.
We'll take a look at that scoring drive here after this play. Schwetman to kick it off. Again, the receivers back shading their eyes from the sun in their eyes. Kind of a short kick, bounce at the 20, taken again by an up man, 25-30. A little quick opener out to the 41-yard line. That's a 41 is where they'll put it down. And let's go to Buddy Patrick with a look at that scoring drive.
Panthers go 71 yards and 7 plays, 4 on the ground, 3 through the air, taking 2:37 off of the clock. A 7-yard touchdown run by Kyle Larson. The 2-point conversion was no good, and with 8:13 to go here in the first quarter, Snohomish 6, Oak Harbor 0.
That scoring recap brought to you by McDaniel's Do It Best and by Fred's Rivertown Ale House. 1st and 10, 41-yard line, running play. It's going to be Snyder, Brody Snyder across the 45 out to about the 46-yard line. A little quick opener there for about a 6-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 4 here for Oak Harbor. And they're taking some time in the huddle getting the play coming in from the far side. Oak Harbor lost to the 4 teams above them in the North Division standings, losing to Arlington, Stanwood, Ferndale, and Oak Harbor. Coming in at 2 and 4 in league play. 2nd and 4, Brody Snyder again will run it, and he will get a first down. Crosses the 50, down to the 48-yard line. That's a 5-yard gain and a first down. They'll move the sticks. So a little pace here for Oak Harbor.
Yep, their pace is different. They're a little bit more deliberate here. They're going to huddle between every play. But 2 good run plays here to start this drive off, and they've got something rolling.
1st and 10 from the 48-yard line of Snohomish. Oak Harbor in the white jerseys, purple pants, and gold helmets. Very high snap. And then Brody Snyder is going to be dropped. That high snap kind of made that play slow down a little bit, in slow motion. He's only going to get about a half a yard on that one.
Yeah, so much of the shotgun offense obviously is completely dependent on that center quarterback snap. And anytime it's off like that, it messes timing up and slows things down. So that's something that they're going to want to get ironed out.
A couple of the linemen you'll see, they have the gold painted helmets, but they have the old gold helmets, which we'll used to call yellow. And the paint is flecked off. Coach, that's a badge of honor.
Well, yes, yeah. It's when you take helmets that have been. I'll let you get to that one.
That's a badge of honor too for a sack, but we got a flag down. So go ahead with the paint.
Well, it's just anytime you take a helmet that's one original color and then you repaint it, that paint over the course of a season and what it goes through on that helmet, that flaking off is not unusual.
Flag on the play.
So Steve Landro, the referee, will tell us it's going to be a hold against Oak Harbor. Well, I don't think I would take the play, wouldn't you?
I'm going to guess they're going to decline that.
After the holding penalty,
Yeah, because they're going to lose a whole bunch of yards anyway on the sack all the way back to the 36-yard line. So a loss of 16 on the sack. Lane Watkins led the way there for the Snohomish Panthers and got the sack on the quarterback, Cato White.
Looks like Snohomish has gone to a nickel or a dime look. They took a couple big fellas off and more pass cover guys come on.
I'm over here doing the math. It's 3rd and 27. 3rd down, 27 yards to go at the 36-yard line. They need to get all the way down to the 38 on the other end of the field. Shotgun snap, rolling out. White looking. Kind of double clutches there. Throws it into traffic. Will Rankin goes high in the air, grabs it. Bravery there by Rankin, goes up and gets it for 15 yards. Still going to be 12 yards short, but much more manageable here on 4th down.
Yeah, good comeback play by Oak Harbor here on the heels of that sack. And now they're looking at they gained some ground, so that they're not quite there. They're going to run their punt team on here and hopefully pin Snohomish deep.
So they bring him out. The punter is Barrett Schmall. We were given Brody Chowning as the punter, but it's Barrett Small who will kick it here on a 4th and 12 play just across the 50-yard line. Kick is away. End over end, fairly short. He's going to bounce in traffic, and then it takes a Snohomish bounce. They got 6 free yards out of it, just the...
Well, I think it bounced off the leg of Michael Johnson Howard of the punt cover team, and then it kind of ricocheted back to where it's finally downed by the punt team.
And it'll be at the 31-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Snohomish. Panthers leading at 6-0, 4:51 to play. We're in the opening quarter of action, a loser out Wesco 3A crossover game. From the 31. Hammer, down he will go. Cale Hammer saw nobody open downfield. Cameron Happick will come through and get the sack. So a loss of 8 there. Officially a loss of 9 now. So somebody lost a piece of equipment there as the referee will throw it off.
Appears to be a hand warmer.
Send it up here. You should have had it last night for our spotter last night. Josh St. Marie was cold the whole night. Drops way back to pass. Now Hammer will throw. It's going to be complete at the 30, 35, 40. First down and more. 45, 50. Maynard cuts back again at the 45, at the 40. Tripped up as he gets down to the 38-yard line. 42 yards to Maynard. Maynard coach just came back and said, here I am, throw it to me.
Yeah, and it's made possible by Hammer extending the play with his feet. Pass protection broke down a bit there, but he was able to extend the play and find his guy, and big play Snohomish.
So put him down into Oak Harbor territory, down to the 36-yard line, where it's now 1st and 10 Snohomish. They lead at 6-0. And on the move again, Orgill in motion through the formation. We're going to go the other way with Van Grind. Now he heads upfield. Going to get a yard maybe back up to the 35-yard line. A 1-yard gain, Josh Vandergride. Coach, they haven't gone to him big time. He had like 35 to 40 carries against Monroe.
Yeah, he had a big game that night and a heavy load to carry. They seem to be a little more balanced here, but I think it's just because of what Oak Harbor's offering them defensively.
Snohomish coming in at 4-1 in league play, 4-3 overall. Shotgun snap. Vandergride will get it this time, and he will get down to about the 31-yard line. Snohomish's losses, they lost to crosstown rival Glacier Peak 35-19 in the opener. Lost, of course, to Lake Stevens 40-6. And then in overtime thriller, disappointment if you're on the Snohomish sideline, lost in overtime last week to Monroe 42-40. 3rd down, 6 yards to go at the 31-yard line. Shotgun snap, Vandergrind receives the pass, heads upfield, eludes one man at the 30, still on his feet to the 25. He may have enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, there he shows that elusiveness and that tough running that we were talking about earlier. That in a spread offense is the equivalent of the old toss sweep in an under center look. It's just a simple pitch and catch. There's no reads. There's no waiting. Hammer knows what he's going to do. As soon as he takes that snap, he's going to fire it out to Vandergrind as quick as he can.
And that word, elusiveness, that is Josh Vandergrind.
Absolutely.
So 1st and 10 25-yard line for Snohomish. They lead it by a score and threatening here from the 25. This time they'll run it to Larson. He'll get stopped right at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
No gain on the play.
Got a little sniffle going.
So 2nd down and 10 coming up here for the Panthers. Quickly right back to the line of scrimmage. They seem to like this pace. But they're looking over here getting, I see a Dodge Ram sign down here on the sideline. Of course, that's pointing to us. That means it has nothing to do with what's going on in the field. 2nd and 10. Shotgun. Throws. Complete. Wide open. 25. Alexander. 20. 10. 8 to 5. Pylon and touchdown. Touchdown Snohomish. Alexander from 25 yards away. And the Panthers score. Oh, we have a flag.
Got a flag down.
Flag down at about the 13-yard line. Yeah, it's hard to see. It's on the yellow line.
I think we're going to see some kind of block in the back or hold here out on the perimeter.
He seemed awfully open when he headed upfield. Yeah, illegal block in the back against Snohomish. So cue the band to stifle it because they didn't score. Hey, Joe Bortman, knock it off. So what do we got now? It's going to be.
It appears to be about 2nd and 8.
Yeah, from the point of the infraction, they back them up. So it will be 2nd down, 8 yards to go from the 23-yard line for Snohomish. So no score there. So a 10-yard penalty. Double wideouts to the left. A little bit of a high snap. Hammer rolls out, throws, incomplete. Wyatt Duran was we got a flag down late after the play is over from the umpire. It's on the just about on the yellow line too for the soccer line. And maybe an ineligible receiver downfield. That's exactly what it is. So Snohomish here, Coach, can't get out of their own way.
Well, that'll happen sometimes on that RPO, run pass option. Hammer's actually reading the linebacker there as to whether or not he's going to hand the ball or not. But the ball's got to be out fast if he's going to throw because all the linemen are going to block it like a running play. And so that ball has to be out of his hands before those linemen are more than 2 yards downfield.
So through all of this, it's 3rd down and 13 yards to go for Snohomish. Hammer drops back, sets up in the pocket, going deep, has a man there. Touchdown, Snohomish. Beautiful pass. Josh Vandergrind, little fly route down the left side and into the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers.
Yeah, he actually starts as the inside receiver there. Outside receiver runs the post. He runs a wheel in behind him, and that was a really, really well-thrown ball there by Hammer.
Yeah, Hammer went through and got it and caught it on the fly. In fact, we're going to see if Todd will run that back again here after the extra point because we want to take a look at that.
Yeah, they run a little post-wheel combo route out there, and he runs a beautiful wheel route, and Hammer delivers just a beautiful pass, and then you get touchdown Snohomish.
So we'll see if we can see that again after they run for 2 here. They missed their first extra point on what was looked like just a botched 2-point conversion. This is really a 2-point conversion with Cale Hammer still there. Motion man out left. They flood the zone left. They'll go to, actually they're going to give you a quarterback keeper.
Yep. Zone read he keeps, and successful 2-point conversion.
And the 2-point conversion is good. And so the Panthers lead it 14-0 with 1:21 to play in the first quarter. Let's go back and see if we can see that touchdown play for the Snohomish Panthers. Here we go, Coach. Talk about it.
So you see him starting on the inside. He's going out there, and he's going to wheel it up the sideline. The corner runs with the post, and there he is, wide open.
And he says goodbye to the, caught it nice.
Yeah.
Dropped it right in there, and he leapt for it.
The post wheel 2-man combo route is one of my favorites. It's a thing of beauty when it works the way you're supposed to.
So the 14-0 lead now for the Snohomish Panthers over the Oak Harbor Wildcats. Panthers a couple of drives, and they have done a nice job with that. And let's go to Buddy Patrick with a look at the scoring drive.
The Panthers go 69 yards in 7 plays, 5 on the ground, 2 through the air, taking some time off the clock. It's 3 minutes, and I wasn't done yet. 3 minutes and 30 seconds off the clock, leaving 1:21 left to go here in the first quarter. 28-yard touchdown pass from Cale Hammer to Joshua Vandergrind. Quarterback keeper 2-point conversion was good. And with 1:21 to go, it is Snohomish 14, Oak Harbor 0.
And Schwetman will kick it off here. This time just kind of a low, very short kick, picked up, and actually not picked up. It kind of fumbled at the 25, but he'll run with it anyway. It's a 30. Copeland out to about the 33-yard line. That scoring recap brought to you by Airfield Espresso and by Sally Petty in Monroe and American Family Insurance. American Family Insurance. Do I have to sing the... Okay. So put it down.
You can.
American Family Insurance. Out to the 20, or excuse me, the 33-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Oak Harbor. They got to do something here, Coach.
Yeah, they do. They do. And looks like they're in a little bit different set here. Double wing, single back under center.
And this Cato White under center. Give it a little handoff, quick handoff, a little opener. That's small out across the 40, out to the 45. And then there was a fumble.
Linesman's marking him down.
Yeah, they're going to mark him down, and that's going to be about a 13-yard gain and a 1st down for Oak Harbor.
So a little different look there, Tom. Kind of old school. We saw a little bit of that out of Glacier Peak last night. Go under center, single back, double wing. Little wrinkle here they're showing Snohomish in the first play. They get some success with it. We'll see if they stick with it here. And they do.
They do. They're going to go the same formation at the 46-yard line. And Joey Hammer says, yeah, you know what? We haven't seen this on film. Let's talk about it. As they talk about it, we'll talk about this commercial. With 43 seconds to go in the first quarter of action, it's Snohomish 14, Oak Harbor nothing. We'll come back with more of the first quarter right after this timeout.
We at Gene Johnson are here and ready to help with our touch-free service. Being clean and safe are at the top of our minds. We're using gloves, masks, shoe covers, and lots of hand sanitizer. Our software allows us to get your approval without any physical contact. We hope you don't need us, but if you do, we're ready. Gene Johnson, clean, on time, and professional.
So it's Oak Harbor football at the 45-yard line. The Panthers have had their say here defensively in how to defend this. Trip set out to the right side on 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Quarterback keeper by Cato White, and he will stumble forward for about a yard out to the 46-yard line. The other scores from last night, Stanwood beat Linwood in a loser-out ball game in the Wesco 3A seeding game, 49-14. Marysville-Pilchuck in a loser-out game beat Shorecrest, thumped them 56-8. And earlier today, Monroe got the win over Ferndale, 29-27. Both those teams will advance. Those are both the number 1 seeds. So second down, 9 yards to go. High snap, and back it goes. And who's got it? Snohomish, I think, has it. Panthers are pointing it their way, but they're going to say, nope. It's going to be Oak Harbor football.
Yeah, Steve Landro is already pointing that Oak Harbor has maintained possession here.
But now we got to get out the calculator for how much they lost on that one, and that's going to be 15 yards. We'll give you the official number after the quarter break. The first quarter's come to a close. It's the Snohomish Panthers 14, the Oak Harbor Wildcats nothing. Back with more right after this on STSPN.com.
Hot summers in Snohomish County lead to homeowners taking steps earlier each year to keep their home comfortable. If you're thinking about air conditioning for your home, now is the perfect time. Air conditioning costs hundreds less when installed with a new furnace. If you're unsure about the age or dependability of your home comfort system, our consultants will help you determine the best solution. Our experienced technicians make sure our customers are comfortable by keeping their heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical systems working well. But we believe comfort is more than that. We want you to have a comfortable buying experience, to be comfortable with our technicians working in your home, and on top of that, getting a value you're comfortable with.
So here we go. They're still spreading out the chains here after that previous play.
Scoreboard says 3rd and 23.
I think that's probably about right. There's 10, there's 20, and there's 23. Okay, we'll do that. 32-yard line, third down, 20. Now they switch it to 24 yards to go from the 32. Rolling out the pass is Cato White, stepping up right at the out-of-bounds marker, and then couldn't find anybody open. Threw it upfield, and that will be that.
Nice pressure from Snohomish.
Daniel Willard was the intended receiver, if it ever even got to him. So it's going to be fourth down now, and a whole country mile, and they'll have to punt the football. As Snohomish leads at 14-0. We're just underway, second quarter here at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Snohomish. Also tonight at STSPN, we'll have a girls soccer game, playoff game, district style, coming up. That begins at 8 o'clock here on STSPN. It's Monroe and Snohomish. And now we're going to have too much time taken. Oak Harbor, I don't think Coach ever had the right personnel package out on the field.
No, they were a person short, and they tried to add someone there right at the end of the play clock time, and couldn't quite get it done. So they're going to march it back 5 more, and they'll reset, and they'll punt it from. Looks like he's going to punt it from about his own 15.
So that makes it now fourth down and 29 yards to go for Oak Harbor. Snohomish should get it here in pretty decent field position after the kick. Pretty good kick. He roots it out of there over Orgill's head, so he's not even going to look at it. Just going to let it roll down to the 38-yard line, and that's where Snohomish will put it in play here. They lead at 14-0. 11:43 to play in the first half.
I think we're going to see Snohomish throw the ball here a little bit more than we would normally see, just because of the front that they're getting out of Oak Harbor. Oak Harbor's staying solid 7 in that box for the most part and playing man-to-man. So that's tough to run in there when they've got an extra defender. So I think maybe we'll see Coach Hammer throw the ball a little bit here.
Well, Cale Hammer, the quarterback, he's got a good arm. He's a baseball commit to Gonzaga. That's not a bad school to go to. Here's a running play at the 40. Kyle Larson out to the 40. They're still pushing him back, but they're going to give him forward progress out to about the 47-yard line. So that'd be an 8-yard gain.
Well, they just pushed him all the way back to Steve Landro so he could hand him the ball, and we could get reset for the next play.
So 2nd and 2 coming up here for Snohomish. Panthers in the red, Oak Harbor in the white and purple. 2nd and 2, 47-yard line.
This is a little different look that we haven't seen either. See, we've got 2 backs now in the Snohomish backfield.
Double wideouts to the right, single to the narrow side here on the left. A little bit of a high snap. They give it to Larson, who will fall forward, and that'll be enough to get into Oak Harbor territory and get a first down. That's a 4-yard gain and a first down to move the sticks for the Panthers.
It's a little different look. If Oak Harbor wants to stay solid in that 7-man front, that 7-man box, it looked like Snohomish's answer was to bring an extra running back in and bring that extra blocker in. And to good effect. I mean, two run plays, first down.
1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. Now 3 wideouts to the left. And the shotgun snap. Hammer's got plenty of time. Step up in the pocket. He's now just going to keep it. He gets spun down at about the 48-yard line for about a 1-yard gain. Coach, you probably could have forced it there, but you know what?
You're up 14-0. That's the smart play. Try to get back to the line of scrimmage, make something out of nothing, and line up and run another play.
3rd down, 8 yards to go for Snohomish. The 48-yard line, shotgun snap, empty backfield. Now being chased, and he will go down. Chased all the way back to the 33-yard line. Caleb Comley is there, and he leads the way defensively. Gets the sack.
Number 56.
So the sack is a loss of 15 yards and brings up 4th down. And we've had more math problems here for down than distance.
Well, the down marker is saying 3.
I thought it was 4, wasn't it?
Yes.
This is 4th down, should be.
Well,
it still says
the down marker and the scoreboard say 3rd down.
Right.
And 26 is what our scoreboard is telling us.
Well, did we go back and there was the one play that got him? Okay. I think they're talking about it too.
Yeah, I think they're going to get together here collectively and do the math. Or Coach Hammer's called it.
Coach
Hammer actually called a timeout here. So.
And Coach, you see Steve Landry a couple times a week as he subs in your building, right?
Yes, I do. And
if they're gonna give a free down, 5th down, what college game was that?
wasn't that Missouri and Nebraska?
Yeah, Missouri, Nebraska. Yeah, that's right. 5th down.
God, I'm surprised I remember that. Okay.
So I think it's going to stay at 3rd down, it looks like, because everybody's in agreement except us.
Yeah, well, we've seen Oak Harbor face 3rd and forever, and now we're going to see Snohomish face 3rd and forever here.
And it wouldn't be the first time that we've been confused up here in the press box.
Well, I think with the pressure that Oak Harbor's bringing, maybe Coach Hammer's in the huddle here. I think they're primed for a screen here. Screen could have a possibility to go big here with the pass rush that Oak Harbor's bringing.
Are you going Tony Romo here? You're calling a screen pass?
It's a safe pass. If you don't get the first down, you can get a chunk of it back and then punt the ball. But the way that the Oak Harbor kids are pinning their ears back and coming after, it's right, it's there. So we'll see what they dial up here.
2 wide receivers split both ways. 3rd down, 26 yards to go. Oh, they go halfback, throwback pass. No, Vandergrine's going to set up. Now he's going to go downfield. He's got Orgill there. Makes a catch at the 35 and all the way down to the 30.
And we have a flag down.
And we do have a flag down in the backfield. Coach, you were almost right. It will be a hold against Snohomish. It was a great play, but it just can't hold.
Well, and with everything going on there in that play, no wonder Coach Hammer called timeout. Now, remember, you're going to do this, and then you're going to do this, because it looked like they wanted to throw it back to Hammer.
Right.
Who then might have thrown it again.
Yeah.
But Hammer was covered up, and we get the nice toss by the running back down the field.
Dropped it right in there, but all called back because of a holding penalty.
Did Vandergrind throw that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy. He's kind of a Swiss Army knife. He can do a little bit of everything.
And now here's another math problem. It's going to be 3rd down and 36 yards to go, back at the 24-yard line.
What's your go-to here, the $10 Uber ride?
The $10 Uber ride.
To get to the 1st down marker here.
So where's Vandergrind? He's split as the 2nd man on the left side.
Yeah, he's in the slot.
Shotgun snap back.
Runs the wheel again.
Looking downfield. There's Vandergrind. Can't get it. Broken up.
Well defended there by Matthew Becerra. He wasn't falling for the wheel route twice. Well defended there, and now we're going to see Snohomish punt the ball away.
On 5th down, they will kick the football. Yeah, 4th and 36. A couple of pretty good plays. That the 2 passes was nice, and then that pass was beautifully thrown.
Just well defended by Mr. Becerra, yeah.
8:56 to play in the first half. Loser out ball game between Oak Harbor and Snohomish. David Hammer kicks it. It hit the back of a Snohomish defender. It's going to be touchdown right at the 49-yard line, 48-yard line. So Oak Harbor will start in Snohomish territory here. They've yet to dent the scoreboard with 8:47 to go in the first half.
But good field position here to start. They're going to start in the plus side here in Snohomish territory and see if they can manufacture something here and get on the board.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
They're quads again. So there are 4 receivers to this wide side.
Quad. Well, now they put a man in motion out there, and they'll throw to the motion man. It's going to be Snyder, now heads up field, 45. Tried to stiff arm a man, except there was nobody there. So, Coach, you're counting the guys on the replay, right?
Yeah,
four guys?
Yeah, they're 4 guys to the side of the formation, and then they motion a 5th guy out there. It's like every skill guy you got in your programs on that one side.
So gain of 6 brings up 2nd and 4.
And again, out of that shotgun look, that's just an old-fashioned toss sweep with out of a different look.
From the 42-yard line, Cato White, the quarterback. Here's the snap. Has a little bit of time. The defender falls down. He throws it. It's going to be incomplete. Had a man there. He was ready to make the catch. Will Rankin was the intended receiver. He was ready to make the catch and put both toes down before he fell out of bounds, but went off his fingertips and out of bounds.
And we have a Snohomish player down.
I have not gotten a number. I don't think we're seeing a number on the screen.
It's a 70-something, but I didn't catch the second number.
So the medical staff comes in from the near sideline as they are working on him. We will step aside here for 30 seconds. 8:01 to play in the first half. Snohomish 14, Oak Harbor nothing. Back in 30 seconds to Veterans Memorial Stadium.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Solomon Heineman is the injured player who comes off to the near sideline under his own power.
Which is always good to see.
Yeah. Looked like they were working around shoulder, neck area. I think shoulder or arm. And so he's on the sideline, been replaced on the defense. And here we go. 3rd down, 4 yards to go for Oak Harbor. They'll run it. Ooh, hit hard as he got the football. That was Schmall. No gain on the play. Just dropped right there.
Nice time for number 40, Braden Ulrich.
Ulrich in on the stop. Right here, 54. Braden Ulrich. Got the stop there. That brings up 4th down here. Ulrich, a 4-time All-Wesco linebacker for Snohomish. Going for it here. Too early, coach, to go for it?
No, you're on their side of the field. And you get them to jump off, so you get a free 1st down.
That's just the way you had decided you were going to do it, right? Well, yeah, maybe. Let's see if we can draw them off sides. And they did. So the defensive encroachment will move the sticks. It'll be 1st down via the penalty, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Oak Harbor at the Snohomish 37-yard line. 7:23 to go here in the second quarter. 14-0 lead for Snohomish and Oak Harbor. Trying to mount somewhat of a drive. It's a little bit disjointed here. Give it to the second man. Tries around the left side. Escapes. Harden escapes the first guy that tried to tackle him, and then he just kept going out across the 30-yard line.
Yeah, reminds me a little bit of the number 4 we watched last night. Kind of right when you think you got him bottled up, he kind of squirts through there and ends up with a gain of close to 9 yards.
Officially 8, brings up 2nd and 2.
Looks like Tallis Harden.
Kalen Harden was the Tallis. Is it T-A-I-I-S?
I'm going to guess. I'm going to say Teus.
Or Thais. 2nd down and 2, and he's going to get. The quarterback keeps it. Gets 2, needed 2. Is that going to be enough for a 1st down?
I don't know. They're not. Yep. Now the chains are being waved.
Steve Landreau, he said, yep. Points that way with some conviction toward the east. And it will be 1st and 10 for Oak Harbor. They're mounting somewhat of a drive here. Yeah, the sun is down now. It's still a little bit of daylight, but it's down behind the hill to our left. 6 minutes to play in the first half. 1st and 10, White. Delayed handoff, they'll run. Brody Snyder across the 20 to the 19. The ball came out, but he was already down.
Yeah, he was long down. Cool little draw play there, actually, with that delayed handoff. Quarterback drops, raises that ball high to sell pass, and then just hands it on the draw. That was a pretty good play.
So an 8-yard gain brings up 2nd down and 2 yards to go. At the 19-yard line of Snohomish, Oak Harbor, their deepest penetration of the ball game. At 5:26 to play in the first half. They dropped the ball. Snyder had it backing through the hole. Snohomish says they have the football, and they do have the football. They will get the fumble recovery. Kyle Larson is there on the recovery. That time, Coach, the running back kind of trying to back his way across the line of scrimmage and just got the ball stripped out.
Yeah, and I was a bit obstructed with the pole here supporting the roof, but boy, what a costly turnover down inside the 20.
Oak Harbor had a pretty good drive going. And they cough up the football. It'll be Snohomish Panther ball, leading it by 2 touchdowns, now 14-0 with 5:17 to go. And here's Hammer running the Panthers. They'll run the football. Looks like Vandergrind. Check it. Will
Vandergrind material on the right side.
Vandergrind, yep. They're going to. Oh, it was Larson. It was Kyle Larson carrying that time. So Larson, a gain of about 2. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8 yards to go for Snohomish. Panthers shuttling a lot of running backs in and out. Now they set up Vandergrind as the slot man to the right. 3 wide receivers there. They're going to run it to Larson, though. Larson will get out to about the 23-yard line.
Yeah, that's just tough sledding in there. Oak Harbor's staying solid in that 7-man front, and Snohomish continues to try to pound the ball in there. We'll see if they're going to air it out here on 3rd and about 6.
So 3rd down, 6 yards to go at the 22-yard line for the Panthers. Shotgun snap. Hammer has time, now being chased, throws it on the run, incomplete. Wyatt Duran was the intended receiver. Not going to make the connection there, brings up 4th down. Couldn't quite get the.
Yeah, we just used to use a formula in our spread offense. 7 in the box, we're going to throw. 6 is a push, we can do either, and if we get 5 in the box, we're going to run. So right now they're seeing a 7-man box trying to run against that. That's just tough sledding in there.
So 4th down, and they'll have to punt the football. David Hammer, kind of low line drives it, bounce at the 45, then takes a pretty good Snohomish roll all the way down to the kind of blow on it and get it down to the 43-yard line. That's where Oak Harbor will put it in play. Coach, last time Oak Harbor had the football, they had a pretty decent drive going.
Yeah, they just
soft it up.
They just have to finish. That drive that they put together and sustained was a good drive, and they just didn't finish it. So that's got to be encouraging for them and disappointing at the same time. But I think it could give them some confidence that they can move the football. They've just got to take care of the football and finish.
Wildcats with 3 timeouts remaining and just under 4 minutes to go. See what they can do here. From the 43-yard line, they start 1st and 10. High snap. He's going to be a quarterback. He's going to keep it. White. He's probably going to lose a yard. He's going to lose a yard. Dropped at the 42.
Yeah, there's just another instance of a high errant snap, just disrupting the timing of the whole play.
So the loss of 1 brings up 2nd and 11.
Loss of about 1.
So from the 42, the clock is moving. And here they come to the line of scrimmage. Cato White, the 5'10", 155-pound senior quarterback for Marcus Hughes, head coach of Oak Harbor. Rolling back. Looking, he puts it in. There it is, wide open, and there he goes.
Yeah, he's gone.
Willard, 10, 5, and touchdown from 58 yards away. Daniel Willard on the reception and the score.
Nice catch from number 17, Daniel Willard.
You can see right there.
Oh, we got 2 Snohomish defenders collision each other off the ball, and then he just takes advantage, goes high, gets it, and he's off to the races.
Yeah, nobody in the screen.
Yeah, it's those 2 Snohomish defenders just kind of picked each other off there, and he goes up high and gets it, and there's just nobody left to chase him down.
So the addition of the extra point coming up here. It's on the way. This is Chowning. He kicks it, and it is good. With 3 minutes and 4 seconds to go in the first half of action, our score, the Snohomish Panthers 14, the Oak Harbor Wildcats 7. We'll return right here on STSPN.com.
Oak Harbor.
So here we go, Coach.
Yeah, so you just see the two defenders being really aggressive, both playing the ball. Problem is they don't see each other, and they kind of knock each other off the play, and the Oak Harbor receiver goes up, makes a great arms extended high point catch, and just goes down and scores.
Just like you draw it up.
Just like you draw it up.
Probably don't draw it up, though. We'll have the two defenders run into each other.
No, you don't. That would be a pretty safe assumption.
Yeah. So we'll take a look at that scoring drive here when Buddy is ready. This time.
There was another good example of Cato White just extending the play with his athleticism, finding a guy and making a play.
Avi Salinger to kick it here for Oak. Kind of squibs it along the ground. Is going to be fielded. Gavin Maynard to the 20, out to the 30, about 33-yard lines, where the Panthers will have it with just under 3 minutes to play here in the first half. And Buddy Patrick has a look at that scoring drive.
Oak Harbor, 57-yard drive in 2 plays, 1 on the ground, 1 through the air, taking 53 seconds off the clock. First play was a loss of 1 yard, a touchdown pass, 58 yards from Cato White to Danny Willard. The point after touchdown kick was good, and with 3:04 to go in the first half, Oak Harbor 14, or Snohomish 14, Oak Harbor 7.
And 1st and 10. Vandergrind will run the football on first down. Cuts back against the grain at the 40. And now he's open field at the 30, 45, at the 50, 40. Still running and all the way down to the 30-yard line. Josh Vandergrind, coach, started left, and then he said, I'm going to put on my right hand blinker and go the other way.
Yeah, well, we were talking about his elusiveness earlier, and I think there we got to talk about his vision a little bit. He just sees there's nothing there on the front side of the play, cuts it back across the grain, and turns it into a big gainer.
36 yards all the way down to the 30-yard line. 2:45 to play in the first half. Panthers by a touchdown now, and now they're down to the 30-yard line. Big gainer there of 36. Cale Hammer waiting for the snap here. Another high snap. Vandergrind gets it. He kind of picks his way across the 30 down to the 33. That scoring drive brought to you by GS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, and by Gene Johnson Plumbing. Just a reminder to hit that like button on YouTube and Rumble. If you like our broadcast here from Snohomish here on STSPN.com. We're back with you at 8 o'clock as well for the girls' soccer game between Monroe and Snohomish right here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Busy place today. 2nd down, 7 yards to go. Throw it, incomplete. Orgo was the intended receiver.
Yeah, they wanted to throw it there into the curl route, and the linebacker, number 36, Aiden Finley for Oak Harbor, very disciplined in his pass drop, just got right there in the pass lane and got his hands in there and was able to knock it down.
2 minutes to play in the first half. Snohomish with 1 timeout remaining.
That brings up 3rd and 6 for Snohomish.
To put one on into the end zone here, and Snohomish gets the ball coming out of the halftime. Vandergrind around the right side. May have enough for a first down.
Yeah, it's going to depend on the spot, but it's very close.
About 7-yard gain. See where they're going to spot it. He's going to put him at the 21, so it's going to be a 6-yard gain.
Looks about a half a yard short.
So 4th down coming up here.
Brings up
and then we'll go for it here. This is where you go right power package and do a quarterback sneak.
Yep.
Tom Brady sneak.
Well, they've got their 3 backs in, so they've got this full house look. I imagine some kind of power double lead block for our tailback here is something we'll probably see.
4th down and a yard to go. They will give it, boy, not by much if they do. Caden Alexander carried that time. He may have gone down a little early.
Yeah, this spot's going to be crucial. We'll take a look at it here.
And, yeah, it seems like most snaps are a little bit high. Steve Landro is taking a look down the line.
He's eyeballing it.
And we're going the other way.
And they're
going to be first down to Oak Harbor.
Yeah, they're going to say Snohomish didn't quite get there.
It was kind of a slow play developing, and I thought he fell early.
Well, the snap was high again, and so it just kind of messes everything up and slows everything down. And you know, on a 4th and 1 play, you want a quick hitter, right? You want something that's going to hit really fast. And that just took too long, and Oak Harbor got penetration, and it looks as though that Snohomish just is a little bit short. I think Coach Hammer was asking for a measurement and was denied. And we're going to see the Oak Harbor offense roll out here.
Don't let the records fool you. That's a tough North Division. Oak Harbor coming in at 3-5, 2-4 in league play. Awfully good teams above them in the standings. Back to pass on first down. Throw a little screen. It's going to be incomplete. Avi Salinger was the intended receiver. Incomplete pass. Well, I thought maybe an argument for a defensive pass interference. Seems like he was right. Is there a flag down? Yeah, the illegal shift, though. There is a flag down, but it's going to be against Oak Harbor.
Snohomish sniffed that out. There was nothing doing there on that play.
So are you going to take the penalty and replay the down? Illegal shift against Oak Harbor. So, okay, it will be. They'll take the 5 yards. They'll replay first down back at about the 15-yard line. Oak Harbor has 3 timeouts remaining, but they're way back now at the 15-yard line. Of course, you can't cash them in for anything, so you might as well use them, I would think. First and 15 at the 15-yard line. Schneider across the 20 out to the 23. Clock is ticking with 1:35 to play. A 7-yard gain brings up 2nd and 8. Now a timeout call by Marcus Hughes of Oak Harbor. They're going to talk about it.
Kyle Larson with the initial hit on that.
You know, Coach, you got a minute 32. Let's see if you can go down the field.
Yeah. I probably would have run another play before I started to use my timeouts, but they're going to talk about it here, get everybody on the same page, and hopefully put a positive play together here. It's just when you're deep in your own end, and not much time, I don't like using them too early, because if you don't get the first down, I don't want to leave time for Snohomish.
And I think Steve Willits has joined us on the third member of our broadcast team. And are you going to have a special guest at halftime, Steve?
That's the plan. We have yet to see the special guest, so we're working on that. But we're hoping to talk to April Van Asche, the girls soccer coach at Snohomish. You guys are broadcasting the game at 8 o'clock tonight, Snohomish versus Monroe. A very nice season for Snohomish, so stay tuned for that.
Second down, 8 yards to go here for Oak Harbor at the 23-yard line. Minute 32 to go, down by a score, 14-7. Wildcats with it. Rolling out is White. Still rolling, still looking. Now he'll run, and he's going to kind of roll forward for maybe a yard gain.
This is where, if I'm Coach Hammer, I'm probably burning a timeout right here.
Just to get the ball back.
Absolutely.
As he has 1 timeout remaining. So
if they don't get a first down here, I would expect Coach Hammer to call timeout.
Third down and 6 yards ago. We'll call it 7 yards ago. 3rd and 7 at the 23-yard line. 57 seconds ago in the first half. Oak Harbor not in any kind of rush to get up to the line of scrimmage. And now we're going to have a timeout here, or a flag came down. A stoppage. And the officials will call it dead ball foul, illegal procedure, so it'll be a false start against Oak Harbor. That burned about 45 seconds. Now we're probably to the point where let's just end the half and start afresh here in about 20 minutes.
I still burn the timeout, make them punt the ball.
But you always had that mean streak.
Well, you said it earlier. I don't get credit for that timeout in the second half. They don't add it, so.
You can't cash them in at the casino on your way home.
And it's gonna put the ball in somebody in my colors' hands, and maybe something can happen.
3rd and 12, 45 seconds to go. Be about a 1-yard gain here, and they will have a timeout. Brody Snyder, we think, had it. It was kind of a strange play. They weren't by any means trying to get the first down. Get about a yard gain there. Snohomish calls the timeout. Coach, the guys in red will touch the ball a couple of more times.
Yeah, and that's all you could ask for there, and that's all you want is a couple more opportunities to get a crack at the end zone and see if you could stretch this lead out right before halftime.
So 4th and 11 after the timeout coming up.
Yeah, a lot of what Snohomish does after the punt will be determined by what the field position as a result of the punt. If it's really, really good, you can be really aggressive. If it's not, maybe you just take a knee going into the half.
Yeah, the loser out of this ball game, the winner will advance, but who they advance to play, unlike years past where it was, okay, Northwest District 2 plays District 4, number 7. No, doesn't work that way. Now it's all by RPI, and a committee will decide that tomorrow. They say it'll be all posted by 1 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon. Suddenly that Seahawks game takes a back burner if you're a coaching staff. 4th and 11. They will punt the football. High and end over end, bounces at the 50. Then it'll roll in favor of Oak Harbor down to the 42-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 Snohomish. I think they've exhausted their supply of timeouts. 25 seconds to go. Hook and ladder, Coach? Hook and ladder?
I think you run something that is just a base play, solid play for you that you run well here. If you get a good positive gain, then you get up and then you try to do something more aggressive with the time you have remaining. But it's all going to be determined, I think, on this first play and the result of it.
Do I recall of one of your teams doing a hook and ladder in a playoff game?
Absolutely, against Issaquah.
Okay, I thought I remembered that. 3 wideouts to the right, now 1 comes to the left. On 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line, Cale Hammer steps up in the pocket. Now he's got a whole bunch of real estate in front of him. 45, 50, 45, and takes on a man at the 40 and goes out of bounds. Got a player down for Oak Harbor back in the backfield. That's, Cale Hammer, do the Russell Wilson, take 1 less yard and 1 less hit.
No, he was looking to dish it out there, it looked to me.
Okay.
Yeah, he lowered that shoulder and was a pretty physical presence on that run. So, yeah, I mean, you covered enough our games, Tom, over the years. We were probably good for a gadget or gadget play or 2 every game. It was just one of the things the kids, it was always a special segment of practice to work on the gadget play that week and give them something fun to do. And then if we got in a situation in the game by down and distance the situation, it was always fun to run that, especially when it was successful. Kind of like the double pass that we almost saw out of Snohomish. That's a fun time, fun period of practice, and kids enjoy it. And they're just hoping come Friday or Saturday that they're going to get a chance to run it. And when it goes off and it works, and boy, it just energizes everybody.
Noah Allen is the injured player. And now he's going to run off under his own power. He went back to the...
he went back to the huddle. I don't know if the officials are going to catch that, but I think he's going to have to sit out a play.
He's still out there.
Yeah, well, if the officials don't catch it.
Yeah, hey, buddy, get out of here. Get out of here.
You can't lay on your back over there for 30 seconds and then run back to the huddle and keep playing.
Yeah, so he's going to sit out 1 play. 1 defensive play. It's 1st and 10 Snohomish with 15 seconds to go at the 40-yard line. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying in NASCAR. On 1st and 10, and down he will go. Small comes through and makes the hit, and that will be that. And now a little pushing and shoving, a little extracurricular activity there. Steve Lando's right in the middle of it. As a little extra pushing and shoving, and that'll bring us to the end of the first half.
And it appears to me that some of the Snohomish offensive linemen took offense to the treatment of their quarterback there, and they're just sticking up for their guy.
And Steve's going to make his way over to see if he can talk with head coach Joey Hammer of the Snohomish Panthers here, as they'll make their way off. We have come to the end of the first half. And as soon as we see Steve with the... he's kind of following along there on the sideline. And we're going to go down to Steve right now. Steve, go.
Hey, Coach, we got to get there.
Coach Hammer's still yelling instructions, so
Yeah,
we're going to wait here just a second.
We like this, Steve.
We do, and we are with Coach Joey Hammer right now. Coach, a dogfight. You kind of knew that was going to happen coming in, and Oak Harbor every bit of a formidable opponent.
You're darn right. They're absolutely. You can't take one Friday night for granted, but it's Saturday night, so we got to do it today.
Talk a little bit about your defense. You've only given up the 7 points. Talk about the touchdown in particular. Other than that, everything's been looking pretty good.
That's right. We just got to stay with our job. Our job is the most important, and we'll get things done in a good way.
Offensively, what can we expect in the second half?
We just got to finish. We got to finish drives, take care of the rock, and move the chains going forward instead of punching ourselves in the face.
1 heartbeat.
1 heartbeat all night. Go Panthers. Thanks, Steve.
Now it's Joey Hammer right there.
There you go. Steve, you're baiting him now with the 1 heartbeat stuff.
I know what he likes to talk about.
So are we going to have a special guest or are we not?
We haven't seen her yet. So it is a 15-minute halftime. So maybe we'll go to commercial and hopefully we'll get her when we come back.
Okay, sounds good. We are at halftime here at Snohomish High School's Veterans Memorial Stadium. Our score at the half, it's the Snohomish Panthers 14 and the Oak Harbor Wildcats 7. Back with more at halftime here on STSPN.com.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
And we welcome you back to Snohomish High School Veterans Memorial Stadium. We are at the half, Snohomish 14, Oak Harbor 7, and we're going to go downstairs to Steve. We're going to go here in a moment. We're going to be going down to Steve on the sidelines as the band is entertaining the fans here at Snohomish High School.
In full Halloween regalia.
They are. They're ready for Halloween, ready for trick-or-treating.
They've ditched the marching band uniforms, and they're all in costume.
Talk about a little bit about this first half. Snohomish kind of like a house of fire, first couple of drives, and bang, bang down, and then Oak Harbor stiffened up defensively.
Yeah, they did, and I hate to keep coming back to it because I keep saying it over and over again, but I think Coach Hammer and his staff have got to look at that 7-man front that Oak Harbor's running, and they got to throw the ball a little more, I think.
Yep. Big game going on now. Steve Willits, big game going on a little later on here at the same field.
Yeah, a really big game going on. We're into district playoffs right now. Snohomish Soccer playing here at 8 o'clock tonight, taking on the Monroe Bearcats, a team they just played 10 days ago. And joining us right now, the head coach for Snohomish, the number 2 seed heading into the district playoffs, April Van Asche. And Coach, you and I talked back in, I think it was February, as the season was getting ready to come upon us, the COVID season. You had 7 seniors on that team. You were talking very heavily about how highly regarded they were. Weren't sure what to expect this year. You're a number 2 seed. I guess things are going pretty well.
Yeah, we've been having a really great season. Our 5 seniors this year have really led in big ways on and off the field, and I think have really helped with that. And we had almost everybody return from that COVID season, and everybody just kind of picked it up a level, and it's been really fun to watch.
Give us a few names tonight. If we're coming to the game or if we're watching it on STSPN.com, hint, hint, people, we're going to have it on the internet. I know the last time you played Monroe, it was 10 days ago right here. 3-0 game. You scored 3 goals that night. 3 different players scored. 2 other players had assists. 2 other players were in the goal. Seemed like everybody was getting their name called. So tell us about these players.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for you to have me pick out 1 or 2, but our team has really been gelling. I mean, I think both Sarah Hammer and Sarah Rogers really help lead our offense. And then all 4 of our girls that play in the back, as far as our defense go, they've been playing really amazing right now. So it would be hard for me to say, any names just because everybody got Cheyenne Rogers as a senior up front who just dominates right now. And she either scoring or assisting or creating something for us. All 5 of my seniors really finding ways to contribute, especially when we played Monroe 10 days ago. Counting on those 5 again tonight to really kind of light the spark and get our girls going for sure.
And how cool is this? Because we just talked to Joey Hammer, the head coach for the football team. He's an alum. You're an alum back in the April Stalker days. Your husband, Jay, is an alum. So the Van Asches, the Stalkers, the Hammers. And I'm noticing, looking at your roster, you just mentioned Sarah Hammer. I see some other familiar names here of names that I see also on the football roster. So big night all around for Snohomish.
Yeah, for sure. It was fun the other night just to have the football Hammers and the soccer Hammers taking pictures together leading into tonight. And this is what Snohomish is all about. It's about family and tradition and we're all connected and on the field and off the field, and we're excited for them to give us that spark going into our game tonight, the Panther football team, and so far they're doing it. So second half is just as good as first.
Now, we should point out good news, bad news. The good news is I don't think you're going to get rained on tonight. The bad news, I hope you brought some warm gear. The girls, on the other hand, out there playing, they may not have the same gear on. Good weather for soccer?
Absolutely. I take this over rain any day. Let's hope the wind stays away as well. But no, what a beautiful night for both football and soccer for sure.
So what are we expecting from Monroe? What kind of a team are they? What kind of a game was it 10 days ago? We mentioned that you won 3-0, but what kind of a game?
Yeah, always hard to play an opponent so quick back-to-back and expect to get a second win. It was a good game. I mean, both teams fought hard. I feel like we had a little bit more control through the middle of the field. Monroe has some great girls up top that have some speed that we're definitely worried about. And their defense did a great job last game trying to feed the ball up front to those girls, so we're kind of prepared for that. And we got all 3 goals in the first half last game against Monroe and nothing in the second half. So tonight we're hoping to get some in both halves, definitely with a win at the end of it. So
top 4 teams out of the district tournament go on to state. Looking up and down the list here, too, obviously we talked about Shorewood a little bit. They're the number 1 seed. The Monolily sisters are having a fantastic year. You and I we were just looking on our phones here right before the interview started. You almost got a really nice matchup in the next round. We almost noticed that number 11 Everett almost upset number 3 Edmonds Woodway, but Bill LeCompte always has a really strong team. They're back in the semifinals. Mount Lake Terrace, a young team. They lost to Ferndale today, and Ferndale, kind of a wild card. You don't really know what you're going to get from them because they play up north. What kind of a tournament are we expecting?
Yeah, just like always, you never know. Every night is so important, and you work so hard during your season, but when you get to playoffs, anything can happen. And I think we've seen that off and on throughout the years. So Edmonds Woodway has really been winning games at the end of their games lately, and that just shows the grit that they're playing with and the never die attitude. And so, hopefully we get the win tonight. We match up against Edmonds again next week on Tuesday. We played them a little while ago. It was a really tight game, so that should be a really good matchup for either Monroe or Snohomish, whoever gets them on Tuesday.
First things first, 8 o'clock tonight. Certainly hope folks will come out to the game. If not, they can watch on STSPN.com. Give them a plea right now. Why should they be here tonight?
What else do you have to do? Come on. High school girls soccer right now has been so hot. Our girls are playing amazing. It would just be so cool to have all these Snohomish fans stick around, cheer us girls on as well, just really send us into the next game well.
And I'll try to get a bonus out of you before I let you go, too. I did notice, I was looking earlier, correct me if I'm wrong, Northwest University soccer game today?
Yeah, and Kayla Soderstrom from Snohomish got the game winner right in golden goal overtime in the first 15 minutes. So they ended up winning it, which was awesome. So
I asked Kayla on the team also, but daughter Gracie's playing there as well. So nice little pipeline there. And the coaches, some coaches there too, right?
For sure, yeah. On Northwest, we got a couple Snohomish alums coaching. And then actually on the the Idaho team we played today, Shelby Nicoletti from Snohomish played here. Also coached here with me. She was coaching for the other team tonight, so it was kind of fun all around.
Connections all over the place when it comes to Snohomish. April Van Ashie, thank you very much for your time and best wishes tonight.
Thank you so much.
She says go Panthers, guys.
There you go. Thanks very much, Steve, with April Van Ashie, head coach of the girls soccer team here at Snohomish High School. And we'll see them at 8 o'clock right here on STSPN.com taking on the Monroe Bearcats. We'll come back. Second half kickoff coming up. Our score at the half, it's Panthers 14, the Wildcats 7. Back with the second half right after this.
Introducing Cord, the new recruits. Our Seattle area plumbing company just keeps on growing. Every day, every job, every person is a champion on our team. How we support each other to support our customers is changing the game.
Hey, Gene Johnson Plumbing and Heating, Corey here. How could it possibly be this great to work for a plumbing company? Gene Johnson Plumbing really sets the bar. They are trend setting the nation for a plumbing company. My wife, for the first time in years, wants to bake and cook for my team. Gene Johnson Plumbing is my new plumbing home away from my own, and I will stand by that until I retire. I'm happy.
Experience respect, pride, and appreciation for doing great work.
Hot summers in Snohomish County lead to homeowners taking steps earlier each year to keep their home comfortable. If you're thinking about air conditioning for your home, Now is the perfect time. Air conditioning costs hundreds less when installed with a new furnace. If you're unsure about the age or dependability of your home comfort system, our consultants will help you determine the best solution. Our experienced technicians make sure our customers are comfortable by keeping their heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical systems working well. But we believe comfort is more than that. We want you to have a comfortable buying experience, to be comfortable with our technicians working in your home, and on top of that, getting a value you're comfortable with.
Where's Tornado Ted tonight?
And we welcome you back here to Veterans Memorial Stadium in Snohomish. This Wesco 3A seeding game between Wesco North number 5, the Oak Harbor Wildcats, and Wesco South number 3, the Snohomish Panthers. Winner to the Quad District. The loser is out of the district tournament. Of course, they don't know who they're going to play yet. That'll all be decided tomorrow morning and posted by 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Let's take a look at the first half scoring with Buddy Patrick.
And the scoring starts tonight with the Snohomish Panthers. Their first scoring drive going 71 yards in 7 plays, 4 on the ground, 3 through the air, taking 2 minutes and 37 seconds off of the clock. It was a 7-yard touchdown run by Kyle Larson. They went for 2 points. It was no good, and with 8:13 to go in the first quarter, it was Snohomish 6, Oak Harbor 0. Snohomish then gets the ball back later in the first quarter. They go 69 yards in 7 plays, 5 on the ground, 2 through the air, taking 3.5 minutes off of the clock. A 28-yard touchdown pass from Cale Hammer to Joshua Vandergrind. 2-point conversion was good this time with the quarterback keeper by Cale Hammer. And with 1:21 to go in the first quarter, Snohomish 14, Oak Harbor 0. Then late in the second quarter, Oak Harbor got on the board, a 57-yard drive in 2 plays, 1 on the ground, 1 through the air, taking 53 seconds off of the clock. It was a 58-yard touchdown pass from Kato White to Danny Willard. The point after touchdown kick was good. It was 3:04 to go in the second quarter. Snohomish 14, Oak Harbor 7, and that is our score here at half of Veterans Memorial Stadium.
Today's game brought to you in part by Washington Officials Association. We need your help. As we see Steve now, they're talking with the officials down on the sideline. Also, tonight's game brought to you by Adrenaline Fundraising. Thanks to our sponsors for bringing you STSPN football here all during the 2021 season. Let's take a look at the first half numbers. Buddy Patrick, do you have those as well?
I do. We will start with the visiting Oak Harbor Wildcats. On the ground, Brody Schneider, 5 carries for 19 yards, 13 yards for Barrett Schmall on 3 carries. Tyus Hardin carried the ball 1 time for 8 yards, and Gato White kept the ball as the quarterback for 8 times for a loss of 13 yards. Through the air, White 3 of 7 for 79 yards and a touchdown pass. That pass for 58 yards going to Danny Willard. Will Rankin, 1 reception for 15 yards. Barrett Schmall, 1 reception for 6 yards. 27 yards on the ground, 79 through the air, 106 total yards for Oak Harbor. And for the Snohomish Panthers on the ground, Joshua Vandergrind, 8 carries for 65 yards. Mason Orgill, 1 carry for 19 yards. Kyle Larson, 6 carries, 23 yards, and a touchdown. Caden Alexander, 1 carry for a yard. Cale Hammer kept the ball 5 times for that loss of 11 yards. Cale Hammer through the air, 4 of 8 for 106 110 yards and a touchdown pass. That pass of 28 yards going to Joshua Vandergrind. Gavin Maynard, 2 receptions for 74 yards, and Mason Orgill, 1 reception for 8 yards. 97 yards on the ground, 110 through the air, 270 yards.
And we're going to go down to Steve Willits with the head coach, Marcus Hughes of the Oak Harbor Wildcats.
Thanks, Tom. Coach Hughes, 14-7 on the scoreboard. You fell down behind early, 14-0. The team seemed to kind of gain some momentum after that. What changed?
Yeah, I think our execution defensively, they kind of calmed down. Offensively, we're still not executing the way we should. We're missing a lot of linemen, and so we just have the guys got to step up. So it's just taking them a while to get in the groove. We'll see what we can do in the second half.
Do you go with your game plan, or did you make some changes on the offensive side?
Oh, we made some changes. Yeah, we definitely made some changes based off of what they were doing. So we'll see if our adjustments work.
Coach, appreciate your time.
Thank you.
There you go. Thank you, Steve, with head coach Marcus Hughes of the Oak Harbor Wildcats. Okay, Coach Joel Vincent up here in the press box. What do you change if you're Oak Harbor?
Well, if I'm Oak Harbor, I think I like that double wing under center look. I would definitely run more of that. They're seeing the opposite of what Snohomish is doing. They're seeing a 5-man front, and so they've got them outmanned in that look. And I think they should go to that a little bit more, steady diet of that, control the clock, move the chains. It's a low-risk offense because you're handing the ball off most of the time. And I think that there's some benefit in it with the front that Snohomish is running against Oak Harbor.
Now, Snohomish marched it right on down the field. The first couple of possessions got touchdowns, and then it kind of dried up on them.
Yeah, it kind of dried up on them, and Oak Harbor, became more stout, but they're running that 7-man solid box, sometimes 8 when they roll the safety down there. That's tough sledding to run in there out of a spread offense. So, like I keep banging on this, but I think Snohomish has got to throw the ball a little more. But I think they've got to be quick throws. Oak Harbor's demonstrated they can get to Hammer if he's holding the ball on long drops. So some of the quick pass game out on the edge, I think, is something that if I was Coach Hammer, I would have talked about at halftime.
So the second half coming up here. Today's game brought to you in part by McDaniel's Do It Best, by Fred's Rivertown Ale House, by Airfield Espresso, by American Family Insurance and agent Sally Petty in Monroe, by GS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, by Gene Johnson Plumbing, and by the Washington Officials Association. Snohomish will get the football to start the second half, and we're just about ready for the second half. Again, the loser out of this ball game, the winner will advance, but you won't find out who you play until tomorrow when the committee makes the determination. Should be posted by 1 o'clock.
And we've said that several times, Tom. Where would you tell the viewers to go check?
I would think
the WIA website.
Or WescoAthletics.com, probably, because it really isn't WIAA yet. It's district.
Okay, so probably wherever they would go to check their regular team schedules.
Right.
Yeah, you said it a couple times, and I was just wondering if we could tell our audience where they would go and check that.
And Steve Willits, you've got the Twitter box,
We'll
right?
make sure we put it on social media. Certainly, if anybody wants to follow KRKO on Twitter, we'll make sure we put it up as soon as we can for not only the winner of this game, but also the other teams located in Snohomish County and throughout Wesco.
So in the Western Conference, with the winner earlier today, Monroe beat Ferndale 29-27. Both those teams will advance. Arlington and Edmonds Woodway both advance. They didn't play this week because of COVID in the Edmonds Woodway program. So they're both advancing as the number 2 seed, and they would have both advanced even if they played each other. And then the winner of this game, loser is out of this game that we're watching right now. And last night, Stanwood beat Linwood. Linwood is out. Stanwood won at 49-14, and Marysville-Pilchuck was a loser-out game with Shorecrest. Easily, Marysville-Pilchuck wins it 56-8. So that's who will advance to the round of, well, it's the round in the Wesco 3A. It is the round of 32. In the 4A, it's a round of 22 because the Eastern Washington is going to do their own thing before sending teams into the round of 16.
To limit travel.
Yes. If it sounds confusing, well, it is. Evie Salinger to kick it here for Oak Harbor. We're back underway. And I'm not sure if it was an onside or just a mishit or what they were doing, but it's going to be fielded upfield by Snohomish, and they'll take it with the short field to go now at the 40-yard line, 1st and 10. And it was going to be an onside kick. It just wasn't a great execution there. It went 20 yards. And Steve Willits onside / squib, right?
Yeah, that was really, I think he was intended to be a squib kick. He kicked it more like it was onside. And after this play, by the way, I got to tell you guys a story about the Oak Harbor defensive coordinator, a name that folks around here might know.
I love story time with Steve. You get me on first down. Not much running there. Caden Alexander will get about 3 yards. Steve, story time.
Yeah, story time, bedtime stories, and babysitters. This has everything here, I guess. Then Peter Esvelt is the defensive coordinator for Oak Harbor. He is a graduate of Snohomish High School. Played right here for the Panthers. 1998 was the starting center and defensive lineman on the team that went to the Tacoma Dome. And after this next play, I'll finish it.
On 2nd and 9, Caden Alexander tried to hurdle a man. Got no gain there. Steve, keep going.
Yeah, I was talking to Mark Perry, who's now the athletic director here at Snohomish. Of course, back in those days, Mark Perry was the head football coach here. Peter used to help babysit for the Perrys, and one of the kids he babysat was none other than Tanner Perry, who is now the defensive coordinator for Snohomish. So the Oak Harbor defensive coordinator babysat the Snohomish defensive coordinator. How often do you see that in football?
Not very often. 3rd down, 9 at the 41-yard line. Play action, back to pass, dumps it, screen, Vandergrind, 40. Vandergrind looking, try to juke a man, and he says, no, not this time. And he's going to be dropped for only about a 3-yard gain. A 4th down rolls up here on the Snohomish Panther.
Great set of downs for the Oak Harbor defense. Going to force Snohomish to go 3 and out here in the first series.
So 4th and 6 coming up here, just underway. Second half of action between Oak Harbor and Snohomish. Panthers to kick it here. Here comes the snap, and the kick is away. Kind of a short floater.
Knuckleball.
Yeah, it's going to be downed right there at the put him at the 27, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Oak Harbor. Big series of downs here now for Oak Harbor. Coach, they run it down the field, and suddenly we got ourselves a ball game.
Yeah, and I think by definition that makes it a big series for both teams. You know, Snohomish, they're well aware of that as well. This is a one-score game, and if Oak Harbor could put something together here, we might as well set the scoreboard back to 0-0, and we got a whole brand new game.
1st and 10 for Oak Harbor at the 27-yard line. Cato White, the 5'10", 155-pound senior, is the quarterback. He stands in the shotgun. Ready to go. Another high snap, and that really disrupted that play. He handed it off very late to Brody Snyder, and Coach Snyder was just helpless as the onslaught came through.
Yeah, that's tough when you're a running back and you're being hit essentially as you're being handed the ball. You don't have much of a chance there. Both teams have kind of suffered from that this game. So,
have we seen that a lot this year?
I would say more than normal, yes. I mean, now that you mention it, it seems that we've seen it quite a bit.
So 2nd down. Loss of 4, so 2nd and 14 at the 24-yard line for Oak Harbor. You'd think a passing down here. Wide out to the right, they will. They'll dump a little screen to left hand. Snyder will make the catch, but it's going to, I think maybe it was a backward pass, and B, it's going to lose yards anyway.
Now Oak Harbor's facing 3rd and long.
Loss of 7 yards on that one, all the way back to the 17-yard line. Yeah, 3rd and long again, 3rd and 20 now.
And this is where, if you're Oak Harbor, you got to be careful. You want to dial something up here, but realistically, you're not maybe thinking that you're going to get a 1st down. What can you run here to get some of this yardage back and set yourself up to punt? But this is not the end of the field to be taking any gambles and chances.
This is pick 6 territory here.
Absolutely.
Double wide out right, single to the left. Cato White. A man, low snap. He's going to roll out, looking, keep it, and just steps out of bounds into the Snohomish bench area here in the near side. Out at about the 23-yard line. So it gets a few yards back, and they'll have to punt the football. 7-yard gain officially. So 4th and 15 rolls up here. And it's going to be punting time now for Oak Harbor. And Barrett Schmall to kick it. Vandergrind is deep, standing. He'll put his heels right on the 50-yard line. Here comes the snap for Schmall. Very high, over his head, down at the 5. Can he pick it up? He does. He picks it up, but it doesn't matter. He's down at the 5-yard line. It's first down, goal to go Snohomish. Coach, you almost look like you had a crystal ball.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate series of events there for Oak Harbor. Very fortunate events for Snohomish, and we'll see if Snohomish can capitalize here or if Oak Harbor can bow up here and hold him out of the end zone.
Yeah, that high snap just really, really disrupted that play, and he couldn't even get it.
Well, that probably their 4th or 5th punt today, and
right.
None of the snaps have been super great. It's something that I've kind of been concerned about the whole game, but we'll see what Snohomish can do here. They're going to start in the full house look.
Out of the shotgun here for Cale Hammer, hand out to Vandergrind. He gives it the try around the left side, gets it inside the 5 down to about the 3-yard line. So Josh Vandergrind, give him about 2 yards down to the 3-yard line, so it'll be second down, goal to go at the 3 for Snohomish.
I'd almost go play action out of this look.
And throw?
And throw, yeah. Go run fake out of this look, and you got one-on-one matchup out on the left.
So again, that full house backfield look. Shotgun snap here, a little bit high. Give it to Vandergrind, right side, still fighting for yardage. Not going to get there. He's going to get 2 more yards. Those are tough yards as well. So down to the 1-yard line. So it'll be third down and goal to go at the 1 for Snohomish. Now you're going to run it, right?
Absolutely, I'm going to run it. I'm going to hand it to this tailback with 2 lead blocks.
So Vandergrind's in the tailback position. A little bit of a high snap. Give it to Vandergrind. Tries the left-hand side, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Snohomish. They gave it to Vandergrind, a 1-yard dive play, and he's in for the score.
That's just the way you draw it up. You've got 2 lead backs opening the way for Vandergrind. Fortunately there, the high snap wasn't too costly.
You know, it's kind of a high snap, but I almost think that Hammer's so used to it that he goes up and...
Well, I just think he's on his toes because he quite frankly doesn't know where it's going to go. Right. So he's just got to be ready, and this shows his athleticism. They're going for 2 here.
Yeah. So they're going to go for 2 here. Motion. Oh, this might be on the Oak Harbor Wildcats. It's defensive encroachment penalty as they were going for 2 here.
Wow. And Snohomish was going spread here for that 2-point try. This is going to go half the distance to the goal. I'd almost go full house again and ran what you just ran to score the touchdown.
Run it till they can stop it, right?
Absolutely.
So they're going to go with Vandergrind at the tailback spot.
From the 1.5.
Hammer. That was a good snap. Gave it to Orgill and into the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
We got a late flag.
Flag after he was across the goal line.
2-point conversion is good, but there's a penalty on the play.
So what are they going to tell us here with the flag during the
well, the body language says it's on Snohomish.
They get the points. It'll be a personal foul against Snohomish, so that'll be assessed coming up on the kickoff. 7:28 to play here in the third quarter. Snohomish 22, Oak Harbor 7. Back with more here in the third quarter on STSPN.com.
We at Gene Johnson are here and ready to help with our touch-free service. Being clean and safe are at the top of our minds. We're using gloves, masks, shoe covers, and lots of hand sanitizer. Our software allows us to get your approval without any physical contact. We hope you don't need us, but if you do, we're ready. Gene Johnson, clean, on time, and professional.
So Steve Willits on the sidelines. We had Coach Joey Hammer on our Prep Sports Weekly on KRKO a couple of weeks ago, and he's been a little bit coy about the kicking game.
Well, it was actually the night of our last broadcast here that we did earlier in the season.
Okay.
We asked, it was the Mount Lake Terrace game when we were here, and we noticed that Vandergrind was kicking rather than Hammer. So we asked Coach about that, and you could tell he didn't really want to give us a clear answer. So I'm not really sure if it was injury-related or not, or maybe he just didn't want to disclose anything with his quarterback. But nonetheless, yeah, you're right. We've been watching Hammer kick really nicely for the last few seasons, and for them to just completely go away from extra points, it's a little bit interesting.
to kick off for Snohomish.
See if that comes through and bites him. It didn't. This time they got the 2-point conversion, but they're going to kick it off here from the 25-yard line. He roots it out of there. It's going to bounce at the 25. Schwetman at the 30. A little bit open field. Oh, Schwetman kicked it there. It's going to be returned out to the 45-yard line. So Salinger got the return out to the 45. It's going to be 1st and 10. A little bit of a short field now for Oak Harbor.
Andrew Siemens makes a tackle.
And so from the 45, Wildcats now down by 2 scores, 22-7.
And that's where that penalty that occurs after the play, after the touchdown, is a bit costly. You're going to give it up in field position on the kickoff.
And here comes Oak Harbor. 1st and 10 from the 45. Cato White stands in the shotgun. Motion man through the formation is Salinger. Rolls out the pass, throws it. That's Salinger, 45-50 down the left sideline and into the Snohomish bench right down in front of us. About a 10-yard gain. Let's see if they're going to be a full 10, and that's going to move the chains. Yeah, I think they are.
Yep, they're being waved along. Good first play out of that series here, and now we are in the plus category for Oak Harbor. They're into Snohomish territory.
A pretty good looking play there. Let's see what they dial up here as White stares intently over at the sideline to get the signal waved in. 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line.
I'm pretty impressed with Cato White. I like him. Very athletic.
Here's the snap. They're going to run it. Snyder will carry.
And that snap wasn't high. It was just really slow.
More of a lob than a direct snap. Get a couple of yards. Put him down to the 43-yard line.
That's just got to be so frustrating for those running backs. Oof.
2nd and 8 at the 43 for Oak Harbor. 6:16 to play in the 3rd quarter. Panthers with a 22-7 lead over the Wildcats. Oak Harbor football. Loser out of this ball game. Shotgun snap. Quarterback looked like he was going to keep it, and then I don't know if he wanted to get rid of it and hand it off or whatever. He kind of jumped and hopped around a little bit.
No, I think that was a design pass. Yeah, I think that was a design pass, Tom, off that run action. He just didn't have a lot of time, and he's dodging. He's dodging the pass rush and trying to get the ball out, and it just lands at the feet of the receiver because he's under pressure.
Yeah, Larson was there. So that rolls up 3rd down here for Oak Harbor at the 43.
Big 3rd down.
We've had 2 nights full of big 3rd down plays, haven't we?
When you're playing a loser-out game, there's a lot of important 3rd downs.
That's right. At the 43-yard line, center of the field. Not a lot of defense along the front there. They're going to throw it over to the right side. Oh, he got hit. Wow.
Gavin Maynard.
As it was Brody Snyder got the pass. He kind of probably wishes he did. It'd be a loss of 4 yards on the play. That's a big hit.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
That was almost like Maynard knew what was coming before it happened.
Oh, that'll make you think about what you had for breakfast.
I don't want to be a wide receiver.
Yeah. You want to be a wide? We need help at wide receiver. Snohomish is trying to, I don't know if they were going to make some changes defensively. Now the back judge is going to count to make sure there's 11 guys out there. It's punting time on 4th down. High and kind of wobbly. It's going to bounce at the 22 and take a Snohomish bounce and be down at the 23-yard line. And that's where the Panthers will start this drive with 5:06 to go here in the 3rd quarter and a 22-7 lead.
I don't think we've seen a punt caught today by either team.
No, they've all been kind of wobbly, or the low line drive never get more than about 10 yards off the deck.
Yeah, we have not seen a punt return tonight at all.
So from the 23, here come the Panthers. Cale Hammer looking over the sideline as they signal the plays in from the near side. He turns around to make sure Vandergrind knows what the play is. Actually, that's not Vandergrind back there. Vandergrind's in motion here all the way through the formation. They're going to run it. That's Larson. Larson across the 25, put him to the 26-yard line. Gain of 3 yards for Larson and the Snohomish Panthers. 2nd down and 7 yards to go for the Panthers. The red jerseys, red pants, white helmets, moving from left to right. Now the running back standing next to Hammer is not sure where to be. Vandergrind goes in motion all the way back behind the formation. High snap, they throw it to him. It's Vandergrind at the 25, at the 30. He cuts back at the 35, out close to the 40-yard line. Put him down at the 39. Josh Vandergrind, coach, the word we like there, elusive, and he was elusive on that one.
Yeah, that whole play came down to he just made the first man miss, and then he gets the yardage that he needs to move the chains. But that's that elusiveness that we were talking about earlier. Make the first man miss, get some green grass, eat that green grass up, move the chains.
Waiting for the snap here on 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. As they will run it again, Larson. Larson escapes at the 50, at the 40, and then finally brought down from behind all the way down inside the 40-yard line. 24 yards. Coach, it looks like it was going to be about 4 yards.
Yeah. We've seen that a couple times tonight where guys just kind of get out, seem like they're bottled up, and then the next thing you know, they just kind of pop through there and take off. And good gain there by Snohomish, and now they're really they're dealing right now.
So Larson's in the backfield, along with Hammer. Vandergrind now goes in motion through the formation. They'll give it to him. They go to the left-hand side. Now he cuts back to the right, and he keeps running. A flag comes down. He's inside the 30-yard line. A flag comes down. That would have been an 11-yard gain, but the flag came in from the side judge on the far side there, and we're going to have a hold against Snohomish. I think when he went over to the left, Joel, and then went back against suddenly the guy said, what do you mean you're going that way?
Yeah, I was going to actually say that, and thanks for setting that up, because the linemen are thinking it's going one way, and then all of a sudden you switch directions, and the defenders now are going to switch directions, and you just get those hands out there, a little bit extended, because you're trying to help that back, but it's not going where it's designed. Your hands get outside the frame, and you'll oftentimes see a hold there.
So that'll make it 1st and 19 yards to go, back at the 46-yard line. 3:24 to go in the third quarter. Motion man is Orgo back through the formation. Shotgun snap, drops back. Has time, now steps up, just dumps it. Flag down again. And that's kind of, I think, the same thing. He kind of improvised the play, and it's going to be a hold against Snohomish again.
Yeah.
Steve Landreau, the referee, threw that himself, called it himself. I don't need help on this one, boys. Yeah. Let's go down to Steve. You got something on Steve Landreau.
Speaking of Steve Landreau,
yeah,
it was his birthday yesterday.
Oh.
He came out of the locker room at halftime. I asked him what he did for his birthday. He said cleaned his in-laws' house. I guess they're selling a house. I said, well, you must have done something fun. And now he's here today refereeing a football game. So Steve Landreau, a hard worker, even on his birthday weekend.
Steve Landreau referees more than you could ever imagine, especially women's basketball. He's in the association. He's flying to Alaska 4, 5, 6 times a year.
Yeah, he is all over the place. Like you said, during the basketball season, he's hopping on airplanes. During football, he's busy around here. And oh, by the way, since we're talking about the officials, Larry Boucher wanted me to say hello to Coach Vincent up there. And Coach, I think you and Larry have a little bit of a history, right?
We do. Coach Boucher was on my staff as one of my assistants for all 21 years.
First down, 35 yards to go. It's going to be a little dump-off pass. It's going to be complete to Orgill across to about the 41-yard line. That'll be about a 4-yard gain. Did he always officiate, or did he take up officiating?
No, he took up. When I retired, he retired, and then he took
said,
up.
Thank you.
Yeah, he took. And
this.
like me, he still wanted to be involved in the game somehow. Football has meant so much to him and me and others who've been involved in it, and this is just another way for him to be involved. And not only was he my assistant for 21 years, but he's one of my good friends. And so I'm happy to see him out here.
At the 41-yard line, second down, 32 yards to go for Snohomish. Rolling back is Hammer. Now rolling to the left, throws. It's going to be incomplete. Had a man out there, had good coverage on him. Duran was the intended receiver. Brings up now 3rd and 32 for Snohomish.
Yeah, this entire drive for Snohomish just seems disjointed. They're not in sync. Now they're facing, 3rd and, I'm looking at the scoreboard, 3rd and 32.
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't think there's plays in the playbook for 3rd and 32. So, again, try to get some kind of a chunk of this back and know that you're going to be kicking the ball off to Oak Harbor probably.
So here comes the shotgun. And the snap back. Hammer sets up in the pocket. He's going to go for a bunt. He's got a man down there. It's going to be overthrown. Duran was the intended receiver. And if he makes that catch, boy, it's close. He might have been out of bounds, but it would have brought up a very makeable 4th down play. But
ball's a little bit off the mark.
Yep.
But, yeah, if he makes that catch where it was thrown, that not only would have probably been a 1st down, it probably would have been a Sports Center top 10, the way that thing was thrown, and how he had to kind of pivot back and try to one-hand it there along the sideline.
So the Panthers will kick it on 4th and 32. Here it comes. Kind of a low, kind of a roller. Now it'll take a Oak Harbor bounce and be down to just shy of the 40-yard line, and that is where the Oak Harbor Wildcats will put it to play 1st and 10 for Oak Harbor. In fact, they'll put it right on the 40. 2:13 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Panthers with a 22-7 lead over the Wildcats. It was 22-7 at the half. No scoring here so far in the 3rd quarter.
That's not true.
Oh, 14. Oh, it was okay.
Way to watch the game.
Yeah, thanks. I need to pay attention to the game. So, all right. Well, I didn't mark on my sheet the H. I usually put that above the half. So from the 40-yard line, 1st and 10 at the 40. White looking, throwing, complete at the 45 and down to the 40. Salinger makes the catch downfield. That's going to be a 20-yard gain exactly. Put him from 140 to the other 40, and it's 1st and 10 for Oak Harbor.
Yeah, we get 4 vertical routes there. We call that green, and everybody's just running goes, and he hits them right down the seam, right down the hash marks. Great positive play to start this drive, and now we've got Oak Harbor operating in Snohomish territory.
At the 40, 149 and counting to play in the 3rd quarter. 22-7 Snohomish. Oak Harbor's only scored the one time. Maybe a little bit of a momentum here. It'd be big momentum if he can make this catch, but he can't downfield. Off the fingertips. Willard was the intended receiver. In fact, he's going to go get the football himself. That's nice of him. Save wear and tear on Bill Miley back there.
And what's interesting here, watching the replay, Snohomish only rushes 2 players, and they drop 9 into coverage.
That was almost a catch.
Yeah, almost a catch, but a great defensive play there by Cole Taylor.
So 2nd and 10 at the 40. 2 wideouts to the left side. They'll roll left, but they're going to run it back to the right. That's Schneider. Eludes one man at the 30. Then the ball looked like it was free on the ground. Snohomish is pointing like they have the football. They do have it. Orgill, I think, but I haven't seen an official. Nobody in a striped shirt has pointed that way.
No, we've got a 4-headed conference going over there.
Okay, now it is Snohomish Panther football. Here we go. The ball coach was down on the ground. It was just a scramble. Yeah, Snyder ran it. Then Orgill came out of that pile, and he had the football. There he is, number 20. So Oak Harbor turns it over. It's Snohomish Panther ball at the 30. Minute 24 in the 3rd quarter. From the 30-yard line, 1st and 10. That's going to be Larson. Will fall forward for a couple. And then a flag comes in way after the play is over. Yeah, Steve Landrill just about threw his arm out of the socket there as he threw it. Personal foul against Snohomish. And that was thrown with authority.
Oh, I'm impressed. Landrill's got a gun.
Wow. Steve, I don't know if we're going to be able to see it. What happened? It was after the play was just about over.
Yeah, it happened on the far side of the field, and I think the game has been getting a little bit chippy anyway. And matter of fact, I know it has because the officials, I hope I'm not getting anybody in trouble, they mentioned that at halftime when I talked to them. In fact, that last play at the end of the first half, they said they could have easily called unsportsmanlike on both teams. However, it wouldn't have really done any good since the clock was at 000 at that point. But yeah, these two teams definitely getting after it tonight.
Yeah, we have the replay, but it was off the screen from what we could see. So all the way back to the 17. It's second down and 22 yards to go for Snohomish. Larson in the backfield along with Cale Hammer at quarterback. Trip set to the right side. He throws it to Larson, makes the catch at the 20, out to the 25, gets some of it back. See where they say he stepped out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. So it'll be a 9-yard gain.
And that's that quick throw, Tom, that I was talking about at halftime. They're going to pack that box, 7-8 bodies. Just get it out on the perimeter, get it into your guys' hands, let him run. But I think Coach Hammer's going to need to call more of that until he can get Oak Harbor out of this defensive front they're in.
Third down, 13 yards to go at the 27-yard line. Vandergrind goes in motion. Are they looking for him downfield? They are. There he is. He had it, then it bounced off Orgill, and then he got it back, and he got out to the 50-yard line. And a flag comes in. He just hit the Snohomish player in the head with his flag, the side judge on the near side. Here we go. Boink. That's a double doink, Coach.
Yeah.
And so now the official.
Oh, and then a face mask at the end of it.
Oh, okay. That's what the side judge
I
here.
didn't see that when the play officially happened, but I could see it there on the replay.
Todd, let's go back and look at that again, if we can. Here we go.
Takes the ball all the way down to about the 35.
So he throws. Doink. And then doink. And then doink. Back to him again.
And then as he's falling to the ground.
There we go.
There.
Oh, the old reach under and yard your head up kind. Ouch. My neck hurts now for the rest of the night. Oh, it's going to hurt. So add 15, yeah, a handful of Advil will be just fine. At the 35-yard line.
I'm at that age, I sleep wrong. My neck hurts.
Double wideouts to the left. 1st and 10, Snohomish at the 35. Larson will run it. Runs into a whole gang tackle of folks from Oak Harbor. Going to get about a 3-yard gain, put him down to the 32.
And that might take us to the end of the quarter here.
That will be that, I think. The Snohomish Panthers lead the Oak Harbor Wildcats 22-7, end of the third quarter. Come back for the fourth quarter. Loser out of this ball game between Oak Harbor and Snohomish, and you're watching it all right here on STSPN.com.
You can almost smell those fresh ground beans. Airfield Espresso at Harvey Field has been serving delicious cups of gourmet happiness for over 25 years. Excellent service and lasting relationships is their top priority. Stop in and experience the kindness and joy that exude from this special place, one cup at a time.
Here from their side.
Kind of a light crowd here, Steve Willits.
A very light crowd tonight. I guess Saturday a little bit harder to get a draw than it is on Fridays, but a decent crowd on the Snohomish side. Really hardly anybody here on the Oak Harbor side, and didn't even bring a cheer squad or any of their band members for that matter either, which I guess bodes well for us, right? Maybe that means they're all watching online tonight.
The numbers are big on STSPN.com.
We've never had this kind of a draw before, these kind of ratings in Oak Harbor, so a plus for that.
So all you folks up there, reminder to hit that like button on YouTube and on Rumble, the old thumbs up on Meta, whatever that means. Second down and 7 yards to go. Too soon? 2nd and 7. Well, 2nd and 3, excuse me. So 2nd and 7 as they go downfield. Orgill, he's going to get enough. He's going to get about 10. Kind of weird yardage. He was always kind of in a pack of people.
When he gets there is those yaks, we call them, yards after contact. So he actually makes about 6-7 yards before any contact, and then he makes about another 5. just kind of doing what he's doing.
So from the 22-yard line, 1st and 10, Snohomish. Cale Hammer stands tall and delivers the football to Josh Vandergrijn, who will rumble forward for 2, get down to the 20. Panthers, I would think here, I don't know, Coach, you go a little conservative and let's grind some clock, put another one on the board, and get ready for next week.
Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't. Oak Harbor hasn't demonstrated so far this half that they can put anything kind of sustained together. As long as you have the ball, they don't. So, yeah, I think you can take your time here.
Those are the footballs in the red zone. A little bit of a high snap. Give it to Vandergrijn around the right side. Stiff arms him at the 15. Gets all the way down to the 23. Just shy of the soccer penalty box. He's going to be a 6-yard gain. So that's going to bring up 3rd and about 2 to go for Snohomish.
I wouldn't be surprised in some play in the future here. We see Cale Hammer give that ride fake and then keep it. They're not really, Oak Harbor's not really honoring him in that zone read look. And if their coaches upstairs are seeing that, they're going to tell him to pull that and go ahead and run that.
Vandergrijn came to the sideline. They're going to run the football. Alexander will run it here. He may not have gotten it. We're going to have an injured Oak Harbor player. In fact, the Snohomish player that was standing there, he just turned around and signaled to the medical staff from Oak Harbor to come onto the field. And he's in some kind of distress here. He did not get the first down. Steve Landreau just signaled 4th down. Now here come the Snohomish medical staff, training staff out on the field as well. And they're working on the left leg. We don't have a number yet. Steve, unless you can see that from where you are.
I cannot. He's the far side of the field for me, and he's laying on his back, so hard to see right now. But, yeah, indeed, they've been elevating the left leg there a moment ago, raising it up and then dropping it back down. And certainly he looked like he was in a lot of pain and kind of knocking the ground when it first happened. He seems to be a little more subdued right now. So hopefully maybe just some sort of a cramp, and we'll keep an eye on that.
So we will step aside here for 30 seconds. It's going to be 4th down when we come back for Snohomish at the 13-yard line. 10:15 to play in the game. Snohomish 22, Oak Harbor 7. We'll return to Snohomish right after this.
We at Gene Johnson are here and ready to help with our touch-free service. Being clean and safe are at the top of our minds. We're using gloves, masks, shoe covers, and lots of hand sanitizer. Our software allows us to get your approval without any physical contact. We hope you don't need us, but if you do, we're ready. Gene Johnson, clean, on time, and professional.
Still trying to determine the number of the player that was injured. Now they're going to get him to his feet.
Looks like
56.
56.
Who you got, Coach?
We've got Caleb Comley. Caleb Comley.
So he's going to get some help going off to the far sideline, not putting any weight on his left leg. And he's going to join his counterpart, number 66, who was injured earlier. He's sitting all by his lonesome over on the bench. I think looks like he's done for the evening as well. So 4th down and a yard to go for the Snohomish Panthers. Going for it here on 4th down. They wind the clock, and here we go. 4th and a yard to go. Motion man through the formation. A little bit of a high snap. They're going to fake it to Vandergrijn, and the quarterback will keep it and get the first down. Well, you talked about, Joel, that he's going to keep the football here.
Yeah, that's the exact play that I was talking about. Give that ride fake and then go ahead and keep that ball. That zone read is based on the idea of him reading the backside defensive end and either handing that ball or keeping it himself based on what his eyes tell him.
We're at 10 minutes to play, and it's counting down here. Snohomish taking their time. They have the 22-7 lead, and they're threatening here. From the 11.
Jet sweep.
Around the right side. Orgill goes out of bounds at about the 6.
After short gain.
So gain of about 5. Give him you'll take second down and 5. Orgill on the carry there. So second down, 5 yards to go for Snohomish at the 6-yard line. So they can get a first down inside the 1. Orgill goes now in motion back toward us. 10th play of this drive. Larson will carry it. Kind of stiff arms a man across at the 5, gets down to the 4, and then somebody lost a hat over there.
Kyle Larson with the inside handoff.
So a 2-yard gain.
4-yard line.
And the helmet comes off, and that means he's got to go off for a play. In fact, he does. And
we got Vandergrind coming back on.
We're just shuttling players in and off and ready to go. Third down and 2 yards to go at the 4-yard line. But things are just kind of slowed down, haven't they?
Yeah, Snohomish is not in a hurry here.
Here comes Hammer to get the snap. Fake it to Vandergrind. He's going to keep it, go around the corner, tries to escape. He can't do it. Could not do it. It's going to be a loss of a couple of yards.
And here's where the kicking situation comes in.
Right.
Number 20, Greg Small.
Yeah, you'd like to put 3 on the board. But I don't think that's not going to happen.
I don't think you're kicking field goals if you're not kicking PATs.
Right.
But that's just me.
So 4th down and 4 yards to go.
I think you got to go to the air here. Roll to the wide side if you can. Run some type of 3-receiver route combination. Dare I say a rub or a pick type situation where you're going to try to rub a man defender off.
So just as the play goes, the play stops. We have a timeout. And it's going to be timeout called by Oak Harbor. We'll step aside with 7:52 to play in regulation time. Snohomish 22, Oak Harbor 7. Back with more from Snohomish after this timeout.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
So 4th down, 5 yards to go for Snohomish. They're gathered around here. We're still puzzled by the kicking situation for Snohomish. Because here's a spot, Steve. You'd like to go up by 3 scores.
Yeah, you're up by 15 right now. If you get the field goal, that's an 18-point lead. That's a 3-score lead, a 3-possession lead with under 8 minutes to go. If you felt that confident in your kicking game, it would be a no-brainer here. And obviously they're not because the offense is on the field.
Vandergrind sets up as the slot to the right. Hammer is, I think Steve Willits is out of eligibility on the high school level. Waiting for the snap here. Empty backfield. Looking, throwing, and it's going to be Vandergrind who makes the catch. So right now, Coach, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
And you talked about maybe throwing down here.
Yeah. I think that's you've got to throw on that down to realistically give yourself the best chance to make it. And he finds Vandergrind wide open in the end zone. I don't know if we had a breakdown in coverage there or he just shook loose of a defender, but he was pretty wide open. Yeah, now we have the replay. So he starts inside, works his way back out. Yeah, they're in man defense, and the man defender just had his eyes in the wrong place. And now they're going
double reverse, and then a pass, and then a throw, and an incompletion. Fancy play, but they couldn't get the extra point, so that'll make it with 7 minutes and 47 seconds to play in the game. Snohomish 28 and Oak Harbor 7. And we'll come back with more after this timeout.
2-point conversion fails.
A lot of fun back.
It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
So here we go, and with all the trials and tribulations of the extra points, Coach, it looks like a normal score, 28-7.
It does. You know, if you're going to go for two, I guess you only got to get it one out of every two times, and the scoreboard looks normal.
Here is Schwedman to kick it. It's going to be fielded at the 23-yard line. Copeland across the 30 out to about the 36. And now we've got a wrestling match going on in the backfield about 10 yards away from the play, and the side judge will throw in the flag. You know, you might call that offsetting. They were just pushing and shoving at each other, and then one guy landed on his back.
Yeah, it almost looked like a WWE move.
No, they're going to pick it up.
Yep.
Flag was picked up, no penalty.
I don't think.
It's right over to the right of the screen.
Off the screen.
Yeah, it's going to be outside the picture there, I think. Oh, the ball came out.
So on we play. Oak Harbor ball, 1st and 10, the 38-yard line. Very high snap. They'll run the football. Flag down, and Copeland is going to run down to inside the 35-yard line, but it's all going to come back. It's going to be against Oak Harbor. In fact, Joey Hammer's out on the field 5 yards, and he's pointing against the Oak Harbor, saying, yeah, it's against them. So that play will be called back, and everybody's going to have to hustle the way back. Holding penalty against Oak Harbor. So the point of the infraction, back them up 10 yards. We're at 7:27 to play. Coming up here at STSPN and here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. It's Snohomish and Monroe Girls Soccer District Tournament game. After the play-in games on Thursday, and then the top 4 seeds are playing here on this Saturday with a chance to move on in the district tournament. Yeah, double elimination tournament in the girls soccer side. And we heard from Coach Van Asche of the Snohomish Panthers at halftime of our game. If you're watching, you can go back and watch that again. 1st and 20 now. And that's going to be Copeland across the 30 to the 32. Give him about a 4-yard gain. Actually, to the 33 is where they place it.
And it's curious to me. I mean, Oak Harbor's huddling between every play. You know, you're down 3 scores.
Yeah, no sense of urgency,
and
right?
We're under 7 minutes. I would think that they'd go hurry up here. I don't know if that's in their repertoire or not, but yeah, at this pace, I mean, even if they score, I don't see them getting back into this.
2nd down, 15 yards to go. The quarterback's going to keep it White, and he's going to stumble across the 40 to about the 42. And they're just walking back to the huddle after an 8-yard gain by White, the quarterback. Brings up now 3rd down and 7 yards to go for Oak Harbor. When this ball is snapped, there's going to be less than 6 minutes to play in the game. And Snohomish with a 28-7 lead. Third down from the 41. Another quarterback keeper. He's going to get a first down or more out to 50, 45, 40, and all the way down inside the 40-yard line. That's going to be a 22-yard quarterback keeper by Cato White. Easton Leonard brought him down, but not before he gets 22 and moves the sticks, and a first down for Oak Harbor. Pretty good looking run. He runs back against the grain a little bit. Yep, brought him down from behind. 1st and 10 at the 37. This will be Copeland. Oh, he is stonewalled right there at the line of scrimmage.
2 middle linebackers, Gene Alexander and Braden Ulrich.
Ulrich on the stop, And Alexander?
We haven't called his name a lot tonight.
No.
Normally, when we're here, we call his name quite a bit.
So no gain on the play, 2nd down and 10. Coming up in 5 minutes to play in the game. White stands in the pocket, throws it over the middle. It's going to be small, makes a catch. He's going. He's down to the 5, and he's going to be inside the 5-yard line. Right over the middle. Then now he's going to be slow to get up. He's laying on the ground.
Yeah, he appeared to me he landed kind of awkwardly.
Yeah, here we go.
With the reception, right up the middle.
Yeah, that's Matthias Williams who.
And he kind of somersaults there, kind of lands on his head and neck. But that's the same route we saw earlier, Tom. That's that what we would call a green route. We got 4 verticals, and they're going to hit him right up the seam. We saw that play earlier tonight.
So he lays on the field. Here it is again.
We'll see right at the end of this play, he's going to land awkwardly.
Oh.
Right on his head and neck. And now he's up.
Yep, and off the field he goes, running. Well,
jogging.
Jogging. A lot of injuries out there. A lot of guys have laid there for a while here for Oak Harbor. It's a physical game out there. So, meanwhile, it's 1st down, goal to go for Oak Harbor at the 5-yard line. Clock moves with 4:44 to play.
Yeah, they're just the time management here. I would think that my offense would have known the play coming out of the injury, get right up on the ball and go.
1st and goal to go at the 5. Under center, Findlay will carry. Do they give him forward progress, or does we say no gain? I think we're going to say no gain on it. Tick, tick, tick. The clock moves. Next play will be run under 4 minutes to play. Actually, they gave him 1. It's at the 4-yard line. 2nd down, goal to go at the 1. Now everybody looks a little confused, and I think we're going to have a timeout called by Oak Harbor. We are. We'll take a break. 3:56 to play in the game. Panthers 28, Wildcats 7. We'll be back right after this timeout.
Fred's Rivertown Ale House was established in July of 1994 and is located at 1114 First Street in historic downtown Snohomish. Each time you visit the ale house, you may expect to find new beers and new food choices. Fred's Rivertown Ale House is well known throughout the beer community. Oftentimes, we are the first choice for breweries to introduce new beers, limited or specialty beers, and beers you just won't find anyplace else. At Fred's, we like to say that once we get you through the front door, our friendly service, relaxed family atmosphere, and our quality food and beverages will keep you coming back.
3 minutes and 56 seconds to play in the game. It's a big lead for Snohomish, 28-7. And it's a 2nd down, goal to go. Just inside the 5-yard line. Cato White, the direct snap. He heads around the left-hand side. Dives for the pylon. I don't think so. I think they're going to say he's out of bounds at the 1-yard line. He made the dive attempt. Here we go.
Get the replay up.
Brings up short and inches.
So he's going to keep it here.
Or 3rd and inches.
Yeah, I just don't think he got to the pylon before he was on that angle.
Yeah, I'm thinking the plant foot for the leap was out of bounds. So there's going to be a touchdown. Findlay with the touchdown for Oak Harbor. A 1-yard dive play. Makes it 28-13 pending the extra point.
And I don't see anybody running on or off. Now I do.
And so waiting for...
Well, I'm just trying to figure out if they're going to kick it or go for 2. And if they go for 2, I would ask why.
There's lots of questions we have in tonight's ball game.
Yeah, they're going to go for 2.
Yeah, going for 2 here are the Wildcats. Cato White Stands in the shotgun. Here it is. It's going to be a halfback pass. Snyder throws it. Will Rankin will make the catch for the 2-point conversion. So a little halfback pass there for the 2-point conversion. Well, here it is, Coach, on the screen.
Yeah, it's a great little play. I like it. The risk reward here, I just don't know what you get out of it, but good for them. They got it, and I'm fully anticipating we're going to see an onside kick here.
Of course, we've been talking about just not any kind of sense of.
There's no sense of urgency. It's kind of strange. They're huddling between every play. They're taking their time to get to the line of scrimmage and get set. Most teams here would go into that 2-minute offense mode and be hurry up, and we're just not seeing that out of Oak Harbor.
So in the Wesco 3A seeding games earlier today, Monroe beat Ferndale 29-7. Last night, 20. What did I say? 28.
7.
Okay, 29-27. Okay, and then Stanwood beat Linwood 49-14. Marysville-Pilchuck beat Shorecrest last night 56-8. Arlington and Edmonds Woodway get the pass through because they do not play because of COVID at Edmonds Woodway program.
It'll be interesting to see how Woodway comes out and plays after having 2 weeks off.
And where everybody's going to put them in the rankings.
Yeah, and how that factors in. And looks like Coach Hammer here has put out his hands team. They're going to have 9 guys up here. I'd have them bunch them up until they get out of that. There you go.
They're going to come out of the little bunch, and it hasn't gone, just barely went 10, but I think Snohomish got it. Panthers are pointing their own way. I haven't seen anybody in a striped shirt point that way, have we?
But went 10 yards.
Yes, it's got to go the requisite 10 before it's touched.
Yeah. All 5 officials are standing in there. So it's going to be Snohomish football right on the 50-yard line.
Did they recover it, or did somebody illegally touch it?
Salinger, number 11 from Oak Harbor, came away with the football.
Well, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
okay. I couldn't tell from the replay if it got touched before.
So obviously they must have said that he touched it before the 10-yard mark. Otherwise, Oak Harbor would have the football.
Yeah. It seemed like it got touched before it got. In fact, they're putting it at really inside the 50 at the 49, so it had to have been touched
just short of that 10 yards.
Yeah. First and 10, Snohomish with 3:46 to go and a 28-15 lead. Orgill will carry, get a couple of yards. Well, excuse me, loss of a couple of yards. And Steve, the strange thing now is with Edmonds Woodway and Arlington not playing tonight, where is this committee going to place all these teams for the Wesco 3A?
That's a very good question. I think, quite frankly, especially on the South side, when the South has shown historically they're not able to compete as well with the North, and their other teams, their other counterparts, really haven't done them any favors this week. So I think that's going to hurt Edmonds Woodway. I think Edmonds Woodway probably looks to go on the road next week.
I would guess Snohomish will travel. Monroe got the win, but I don't know if that's Steve enough to get them high enough to be in the top 16.
Yeah, and you've got to wonder also how much do they take into account truly where they think a team is ranked, and how much do they want to start to kind of reward teams for how they did within their own district. Interesting this year enough, too, you've got 3 different teams in each of the divisions who really finished essentially in 3-way ties for first. There wasn't really a true tiebreaker that distinguished 1, 2, and 3. It all was a draw system. They were all 1-1 against each other, both in the North and the South.
And that's the way it's been set up for years, is that if there's no reason, there's no elimination based on somebody would have to sit out, then the pre-drawn numbers are what they go
But
to.
that's where it's different this year, in that normally we would have gone to a slot system, whereas now, just because one team is the number 1 seed and then one team is the number 2 this week, if the RPI says otherwise, those teams can jump ahead of them next week. It doesn't really, nothing's really tied to this week's.
Yeah, that is the big change.
And the other discussion then is, we know Ferndale, their running back is out. Does that go into the discussion as well? Are you rewarded for past performance, or what we think you'll do coming up without one of your star players?
I think it comes into the discussion, but not only that, but they also lost today. I mean, they lost to a team that they beat earlier this year, so I think that goes right to the forefront for them.
Yeah, Ferndale had beaten Monroe 55-35 in their first meeting. And the same discussion's happening on the 4A side. Lake Stevens loses their quarterback, but they still end undefeated and win their umpteenth Wesco 4A title. Larson caught it, but lost yards there. Loss of 5 with 2:52 to play.
And Oak Harbor takes timeout.
So the Wildcats will call a timeout. It's going to be 4th down coming up here for Snohomish. And Coach, we should start talking about our player of the game.
Are you asking me?
I'm asking you.
I think it's Mr. Vandergrind, but I don't know. Steve, what do you think?
Tough to go against 3 touchdowns in a 28, 13, or 15 game. So it's, I don't think there was anybody else that necessarily jumped off the page in terms of tackles or interceptions or anything like that. And not only that, but I mean, he scored every which way you could. I mean, he had a nice diving play for the first touchdown.
Yeah, and he's got a touchdown reception.
Got a touchdown reception on the flat, and then he also grinded a touchdown in. And yeah, it's tough not to go with number 3 tonight, I think.
So we will go with Josh Vandergrind, our player of the game. Brought to you by Adrenaline Fundraising here on STSPN.com. Punting time here on 4th and 21 for Snohomish. Very high snap. Hold the phone here. They're going to recover the ball at the 5-yard line. Snohomish will, but it'll be turned over on downs.
Hey, a quick score here and an onside kick, Tom, and maybe that 2-point conversion looks genius.
Yeah, yes. Steve set down those shirts. We're not done yet. Before we start handing out all the hardware, let's get this ball game completed. So 28-15. So it'll be Oak Harbor football, but we talked about it all night. Coach, high snap after high snap for both teams.
Yeah, and it's been in the offense. It's been in their special teams. It's been a bit of a circus when it comes to snaps tonight.
So first down goal to go for Oak Harbor from the 6-yard line. Cato White, the quarterback, keeps it, running to the left, and he's going to get maybe one, put him right down at the 5-yard line.
And again, it's just puzzling to me that there's just no sense of urgency here out of Oak Harbor.
So we're 2.5 to play. I mean, they're huddling up.
I mean, it just makes me uneasy. It's like it's not normal.
Like we're forgetting something.
Yeah, it's like. And
so it's going to be 2nd down goal to go. Cato White rolls to the left, into the corner, and over by the ambulance, by the porta potties in the corner. So it was well overthrown and incomplete.
Well, he missed it where you need to miss it, and that's what you're coached to do. If it's not there, throw it out of the back of the end zone so nobody's got a chance to get it and line up and run another play.
3rd down and goal to go at the 5-yard line.
Gavin Maynard on the pressure.
So the maybe that the 8 o'clock soccer game will be a little delayed here because we still have 2 minutes to play and we're about 23 minutes after 7 o'clock. I told Landro I wanted a 2-hour and 10-minute game, and that's gone out the window. Waiting for the snap on 3rd and goal to go. Throwing it in there, and he is in there for the touchdown, Oak Harbor. 5 yards. Will Rankin, nice little crossing pattern. He was right there, nailed with a pass. With 2:04 to go, and it's a 1-score game.
And now it looks like they're running their kicker on.
So 28-21. The score. And the kicker, Brody Chowning, number 16. But it's a number 11 now. That's not who we were given. Salinger, Avi Salinger. Here's a snap. The kick never made it. Didn't have a chance, so we're at 20. See what they show on the replay if it was blocked, Coach.
I don't think it was.
Land gets through there.
Oh. Did 50 or 66 get a hand up?
I don't think so.
Todd, run that back again. Please. Here we go. Or did he hit the backside of his own team? Kind of a high snap. Hard to tell.
I can't tell. It almost seems to me like it was just mishit. But
See if you can run the NBC it, where they really get it right in on it. Todd, buy one of those units, will you? He's like 5 booths down. We're waving down at Todd down at the other end of the building.
So do we see another muddle onside kick, or do they spread out and try to do it a little more traditional? I think if I'm Snohomish, I'm going to get my guys a little closer together until they spread their guys out.
Well, they're all huddled together and all bunched together at about the 45. And they're dee-dee-dee. And then the whistle sounds, and they're talking about lunch, and now they're going to attack the football. I think somebody's going to be offside, or a timeout called by Snohomish. Because Joey Hammer was 10 yards out of the field before that even happened. That's probably smart right there. Call that timeout just as they're approaching the football.
Yeah, and I think what he's going to tell him here is his hands team that you've got to be more bunched together if they're bunched together. And he probably didn't like the spacing there with his hands team and called that quick timeout.
And don't try to pick it up. And don't try to lateral it to somebody.
Fall on it and go into the embryo position. Just fall on it. And then you know what? Have your buddies lay on top of you so you just don't take shots.
So here comes Snohomish out. They'll set up. The ball is going to be placed again at the left hash mark at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, now we see the Snohomish guys bunched a little bit more here together.
Now, wouldn't you kick it over here to the open side?
Not if you're all bunched together. Not if I'm bunched together like that. If I'm O'Carver in that huddle, no.
Eyes on the ball.
So Salinger places it at the 40. He's going to go back and pretend to talk to his teammates. Here's the whistle. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. It's going to. I don't think it went 10 before it was touched again. See, they're going to unpile him here. And they're pointing for O'Carver. O'Carver has the football. Wow. Here it goes. We got into a whole bunch of players. Well, it seemed to work.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't seem to work. It did work. It's O'Carver football at the 49-yard line.
Maybe there is a method to the madness. I'm not. We'll see. I'm imagining Coach Hammer's blood pressure is a little bit higher than it was about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. So 1st and 10 for O'Carver at the 49-yard line. Here comes the snap. Rolling. White throws downfield, incomplete. Incomplete pass. O'Carver has no timeouts remaining.
How many games, Tom, have you done in your time that both quarterbacks were left-handed?
There's not very many times you do it where one quarterback's left-handed.
Well, they're both left-handed.
Yeah.
Right.
So 2nd and 10. How many quarterbacks did you have that were left-handed?
None.
Never?
Nope. Never had one.
How'd you do that? You had some pitchers, you had some golfers, you had a bunch of people.
Yeah, but a lot of those baseball guys, they threw right but bat left.
Rolling back on 2nd down, going for a bundle, has a man there. It's going to be a catch made inside the 20-yard line. Rankin makes the catch, falling out of bounds inside the 20. 32-yard pass play. Wow.
Yeah, this has got really interesting. I mean, just what was a sleeper of a game,
right,
is now all of a sudden.
So it's all the way down at the 18-yard line, where it's 1st and 10 for O'Carver. From the 18, right hash mark. Double wide out to the left. Suddenly there's some spring in the step of the O'Carver Wildcats. Cato White, the snap, rolls left. Still rolling, throws it. He's got a catch made behind the line of scrimmage. Schmall makes the catch.
But most importantly, he got out of bounds.
Got out of bounds, and he took out the part of the chain gang guy. He's down.
The pass is complete.
That'll be on replay.
Yeah, here we go. Ouch, out.
Oh.
He's up. Yeah, a little wobbly, but he's okay.
Yeah,
Schmalls made the catch.
I lost a coach one year on a play like that. Got rolled up on and
Out of bounds?
Yeah, and tore his ACL. And
so here we go. It's going to be 2nd and 11. You're killing me, Schmalz. 2nd and 11 from the 20-yard line. Waiting, throwing, incomplete. Steve, I'm trying to work with you down there.
That was awesome.
You're killing me, Schmalz.
Nicely done. One of the great movies of all time, right?
That's right. So minute 19 to go. 3rd down, 11 yards to go. Just inside the 20-yard line. Here you go. Talk about a big 3rd down play. Biggest one of the season for Oak Harbor. Third and 11. We go. Standing tall in the pocket. Throws down there. Incomplete.
And he was there. He was open.
Yeah, Avi Salinger
just kind of
was there.
Too high.
Yeah, here we go.
But that route was there.
For Salinger, ball incomplete.
He had split those defenders. He was there. Throw was high.
Well, if that was a big 3rd down play, how about a 4th down play? This is it. Your ball game right here. Do you try to get the 1st down?
Yeah. Everything is about getting to that forward stick.
Okay.
You don't do that, it doesn't matter.
4th and 11 at the 20. That's White. Now he gets pressure, and now he will go down. The sack is there. Leading the way is Larson. Was it 40? No, it was Larson, yeah. Yeah, Tyler Larson was there on the sack, and Snohomish will dodge the cannonball.
Yep.
Because they can take a couple of knees and we will be done.
Yep. We'll probably see the best formation in football, the victory formation.
Well, let's have Todd run that sack back because that's going to be a biggie. Defensive coaches love this stuff as they go into victory formation here. We'll see after this play. Here we go. A 1st down play. They will take a knee. That doesn't do much for his a loss of 5. Here we go.
So Larson comes off the edge. Yeah, so it's almost like Larson and number 53. It's hard to tell on our sheet here.
He's up there. Manny Flores. But down to 33 seconds to go. They're waiting for the back judge to raise his hand with 5 seconds left on the play clock. And he's wearing a device on his belt that buzzes when it gets down inside the prerequisite time. I thought he flinched there for a second. Now he slowly raises his hand. Boy, that's the longest play clock ever. Down to 4, down to 3, and that is it. And the Snohomish Panthers will advance, and the Oak Harbor Wildcats season comes to a close. The final score will be 28-21. Snohomish over Oak Harbor. We'll see if we can get our player of the game, Josh Vandergrind, before we leave the air here on STSPN.com. Reminder coming up, we do have girls soccer, the Snohomish Panthers, and the Monroe Bearcats coming up here in a district tournament game. Coach, what'd you like about tonight's game?
Well,
or what didn't you like about tonight's game? Maybe that's a better question.
I'm going to go home tonight puzzled a little bit, but Vandergrind, what a tool, a weapon to have in your offense. He does a little bit of everything for you. I like the way Hammer, no matter how the game's going, he stays calm. He seems like a guy that nothing really rattles him. It'll be interesting to see who Snohomish gets and when all the matchups are announced and to see how far they can go. But I'm a little bit puzzled by the Oak Harbor strategy. I mean, you can't question its effectiveness. It worked. I've just never seen anything quite like it, honestly. But I'll tell you what, the Oak Harbor kids play hard.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter what the scoreboard said. They played hard. They got themselves back in this game, so they have nothing to hang their heads about. And you know what? It was a fun game to watch.
And the Snohomish Panthers will advance. And let's go down with Coach Hammer.
We're going to talk to Coach Hammer really quick. Coach, 28-21. It wasn't pretty. It got a little closer at the end, but you advanced to the next round. But I'm guessing your blood pressure went up a little bit.
Yeah, that's high school football right there, right? Nothing better. Hey, why not? Let's not make it easy. Let's make sure we can finish.
So what were you saying to the kids when that 30-yard pass was thrown there at the end and we were down into the 19-yard line?
Keep believing. Keep believing. Next play. Don't live in the past. That's why we got to believe in every step we take. Leave no doubt. That's Panther football.
Got a little chippy out there at times. Is that just a matter of having two teams out here who really wanted it badly and who neither one was ready for their season to end?
Absolutely. Both teams were playing with heart and the physicality, and so I just told our boys, focus on us. Focus on us. Let the pads do the talking, and let's see what comes out at the end.
We've talked about him before, but we got to say it again. Vandergrind, 3 more touchdowns tonight. Biggest stage when you needed it most, and he was there for you.
Oh, he was. That kid's got a heart of gold, and his heart, it just never stops. You know what I mean? And it carries over and it affects the entire squad. What great leadership we have out of all of our seniors. Just character guys.
I know you want to stop and breathe and enjoy it for a moment, but you've already got to start looking ahead a little bit. What are your thoughts going into next week? Have you heard anything? Have you gotten any kind of a clue as to where you might be ranked and if you might get a home game?
You know, I'm hopeful that we, I don't know about the home game, but I'm hopeful that we can take care of business wherever we're at.
And I'm going to ask, too, if we see you next week, does the kicking game still exist?
Yes, it does. We'll clean it up. I promise you that. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Go Panthers. One heartbeat.
Hey, congratulations, Coach.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate you guys. Tell Tom, keep picking us.
There you go, Tom.
Well, Coach, I told Coach Hammer a week ago, I picked him against Monroe. He said, you were right to pick us. We had him. I really feel bad about that.
Well, I think I don't think it matters who Snohomish would match up against. He would think that you need to pick them. I just listen to him talk, and boy, it's infectious, and it's always positive, and there's no doubt that he believes in his kids, and I would not doubt for 1 second that he would tell you to pick them every time.
Steve, just go right on in there and grab the Vandergrind before we leave.
Yeah, not only that, we're going to try to get Vandergrind here, but also the guys started to huddle around the 15-yard line. And keep in mind, we've got a soccer game coming up here tonight, right. A game that has a lot of meaning too. So,
and they've got to transition this field, right?
Mark Perry came running out. Yeah, Mark Perry came running over and shooed the guys off and said, "No, you guys need to go further down so the girls can start warming up."
And so Steve's going to go in there and just kind of see if we can get Vandergrind out before we leave the air here on STSPN, our adrenaline fundraising player of the game. And so they are meeting down there in the end zone. The Panthers are. Again, the final will be here. Buddy, do you have some stats you can run through us while we're waiting?
We'll take a look at the stats of our player of the game, Joshua Vandergrind. First on the ground, 13 carries for 79 yards and a 1-yard touchdown. And then through the air as well, he had 6 receptions for 75 yards, a 28-yard touchdown, and a 6-yard touchdown pass. Cale Hammer, the quarterback, was 12 of 19 for 166 yards, 2 touchdown passes, again, both going to Vandergrind. A few other numbers, Kyle Larson had a 7-yard touchdown run and 10 total carries for him for 55 yards, 157 yards rushing for the Panthers, 166 passing, 323 total yards for the Snohomish Panthers.
And how about a little bit for the Oak Harbor Wildcats?
Oak Harbor, KO White through the air, 10 for 20 for 173 yards and 2 touchdowns. 58-yard touchdown pass going to Danny Willard and a 5-yard touchdown pass going to Will Rankin. Rankin had 3 receptions for 52 yards. And Barrett Schmall, 4 receptions for 33 yards on the ground. Brody Schneider, 10 carries for 21 yards. And Aiden Finley, 2 carries for 2 yards and a 1-yard touchdown run.
Let's go down and meet our adrenaline fundraising player of the game, Josh Vandergrind.
Our adrenaline fundraising player of the game, Josh Vandergrind. 3 touchdowns in a game when you needed him more than ever, Josh. Big game tonight. It wasn't easy out there either, was it?
No, it got really hard at the end, but we pulled through, and we needed it, and we got it when we needed it.
We've seen you do a little bit of everything, and we're so used to seeing you make big plays with your feet and nice cuts and moves and shifts. That touchdown catch, though, in the first quarter, that you kind of laid out like Superman there.
Oh, yeah, that's my favorite route right there. When he threw it, I kicked it in 6th gear. I knew how to get it.
Walk us through the other touchdown that we saw down on the other side of the field there in the fourth quarter when you needed a touchdown there.
I saw the safety come down. They left it open in the corner, and I was just sitting there hoping Kale would see me, and he saw me.
What does it mean for you guys to get on to the next round? Obviously, this wasn't promised. You were in a loser-out game. You needed to win. It got a little scary there at the end, but now that you guys are moving on to next week, how important was that for you and these guys to have another chance to play a game?
It was really important. We're the underdogs a lot, and it feels good to come up, and we're going far.
Okay, we better make some announcements on your linemen because they're starting to circle me around here. I want to make sure I get out of here okay. Who are some of the guys blocking for you tonight?
We got Brady Learman. He plays offense. He gets nose guard too. He was killing the center. Lineman, he's going to kill it. Manny. This is the one. This is our quarterback right here. He had great vision. Receiver right here, Wyatt Doran. Kyle Hansen, another receiver. Future receiver right here. He pulled in. I couldn't play safety. Malice played a great game today. Safety.
You guys all ready for the next round? Yeah. Hammer, 2 touchdown passes tonight.
Yeah.
One more. Yeah, what's that, Tom?
Steve, have them turn around so they can look up at the camera.
Okay, guys, I want you to turn around and look up at the camera
and
then
wave. Give us a wave. There we go.
This is your Snohomish Panthers on to the next round, right, guys? 1 heartbeat. There we go. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks very much, Steve. And again, the game is over, and we're going to head out of here and get ready for soccer. So for Joel Vincent and Steve Willits, our spotter Jay Pulliam, our statistician Buddy Patrick, our producer Todd Elvig, our cameraman Martin Stohs, I'm Tom Lafferty reminding you tonight's final score from Snohomish High School Veterans Memorial Stadium, the Snohomish Panthers 28, the Oak Harbor Wildcats at 21. Good night, everybody.